Good morning, Mzansi. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Listen, we're coming with all the energy.
We
2
are.
more days, y'all.
Ooh.
2 more days. It's a great time with this festive season, but welcome back, Leanne.
Thank you so
for
much.
spending yesterday with us.
Listen, I would spend every day with you, but you know, like, it is what it is. I just love being here. Yesterday was fantastic. Today is going to be even more incredible. I get to spend the morning with probably the hardest working team on television. I mean,
true.
come on, you guys do the thing. So proud of you. And it's really wonderful to be here.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's get straight into the show, shall we? This festive season, it's a time of celebration and rest, but for cardiologists, the days between the 23rd and the 31st of December tell a completely different story. Now, data shows a spike in sudden cardiac events during this period, and joining us to unpack it all and why this window can be so dangerous is pediatric cardiologist and researcher. We've got Professor Lisa Zulka that will be joining us this morning.
And of course, it's not just our hearts feeling the pressure. For many South Africans, the festive season can also mean financial stress. Early salary payments, higher spending and rising costs often leave households stretched before the new year even begins. So financial planner and author Sylvia Walker is here to share practical ways to steady yourself without panic or drastic cuts.
Okay, so I'm personally going to come with a pen and paper because we don't want January.
Me too, me too.
We don't want February. No,
Sure.
you want to enter into the new year feeling absolutely fantastic.
I'm going to go get my pen and paper now ready for that
Get it
conversation.
ready.
Hey?
Okay, and the highlighters. Don't forget about that, Lee. You got it. And finally, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, if you need a reason to celebrate, we have got it. Because joining us in studio, and I'm so excited for this, Jody and Callan are going to be here from Acoustic Element. Now, they are known just globally for everything that they do, from the looping to the playing and the singing. It's going to be such a great time getting into this Tuesday. And you know, it's festive, it's December, and we are feeling so incredible. And I hope that the spirit of Christmas is already hitting you. But now, though, it's just a couple minutes after 6 o'clock and time for your national news headlines.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Let's take a look at what's happening in those headlines, shall we? On the national front, acting Gauteng Premier Jacob Mamabola is expected to visit Beckersdale today following the mass shooting incident at Kwanokola Tavern. Now, the surviving witnesses, including the owner of the tavern, have recounted the night, placing several armed men at the establishment where they arrived and opened fire. While some victims died at the scene, others were rushed to a nearby hospital where more people were sadly pronounced dead. The death toll remains at 9, with 10 other victims still wounded and in hospital. The MK party is threatening to take legal action against Speaker of the KZN Legislature, Ntombeko Boyce. This after Boyce announced the suspension of 36 members of the provincial legislature over the violent disruption and clashes with police at the sitting on December the 15th. 35 of the suspended members are MK party members, and MK caucus whip Sipiwe Moyo Mbata is among them. The suspended members have been barred from 5 sittings from the 12th of January next year. Now, moving further abroad, the Nairobi City County government has announced 2 days off per month for menstrual leave. This now follows, or rather allows female employees to take time off during their period without affecting their sick leave or annual leave. The move makes Nairobi one of the first county governments in Kenya to formally recognize menstrual pain as a legitimate workplace health issue. While well received by some, the announcement has critics who warn that period leave could unintentionally reinforce stereotypes, painting women as less reliable employees. CBS reporter Sharon Alfonsi cites politics as the reason that a controversial deportation broadcast was pulled. This comes after American broadcaster CBS News pulled a broadcast about the Trump administration's deportation of Venezuelan men to a detention center in El Salvador. The segment has already been promoted on social media by CBS, aiming to portray allegations of brutal and torturous conditions at the Terrorism Confinement Center known as CCOT. CBS News says that the segment will indeed air in the future, defending its editorial right to hold stories until they are ready for audiences. And then finally, the Christmas countdown has begun for many across the globe. In the US and Germany, the giant pandas and red pandas are already enjoying early holiday treats at Berlin and Cincinnati Zoo. Hopefully, they leave some for Santa. Luckily, not too far from the furry festivities, Christkind is receiving all the lovely letters from all the children around the world. There are reports that letters from Namibia, Australia and Venezuela have already found their way into the beloved European Christmas gift bringers' hands. Jingle bells and cookies all around as the world welcomes the Christmas cheer this week. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Let's take our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Well, thank you, Leanne. Oh, a tough act to follow after that cuteness, but let's get into some congratulations in your footballing news, where Bafana opened the 2025 AFCON campaign with a 2-1 Group B win over Angola in Marrakesh. It all went down yesterday with Oswin Apollos giving Bafana the lead before Show equalized for Angola. Now, Hugo Bruce's side improved after the break, with Lyle Foster curling home a superb late winner to seal a deserved victory. And well done to our boys once again. That takes us into your cricketing highlights, where the Sydney Thunder secured their first Big Bash League victory with a 34-run win over the Brisbane's Heat at Manuka Oval, with half-centuries from Sam Costas and Matthew Gilkes, powering the Thunder to 193 for 4 before leg spinner Shadab Khan's superb 4 for 24 derailed the Heat chase, despite Matt Renshaw's resistance. Well, sticking with cricket, Australian captain Pat Cummins has cast doubt over Nathan Lyon's ability for the 4th Ashes Test after the spinner injured his hamstring in Adelaide and left the ground on crutches as Australia sealed a 3-0 series lead. Now, Tob Murphy, Corey Rocher-Corley or Matthew Kuhnemann are potential replacements, while Cummins himself is also a fitness concern. Let's close off with some footy news, where Fulham returned to winning ways in the Premier League with a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Nottingham Forest at Craven Cottage, with Raul Jimenez converting a first-half penalty to seal the points. Now, Forest created early chances but failed to find a breakthrough as Marco Silva's side edged closer to the top half of the Premier League table. Well, we'll touch base with your sports again at 7 o'clock. For now, though, let's have a first look at your weather. Well, let's have a look at your weather for the rest of the country to see how we can prepare you for the day. Starting out in Polokwane, you can expect mostly cloudy skies throughout the day today in Polokwane, with a slight chance of rain. Now, temperatures will start with a low of 16 degrees and make its way up to 24, with light winds expected from the east. Now, midweek temperatures, as you can see, will climb into the mid-20s, but showers do continue until Wednesday morning. Out in Klerksdorp, expect mostly cloudy conditions for your region, with a slight chance of rain, but much of the day looks pretty dry. A low of 17, a high of 27 degrees there, and winds light are expected from the northwest. Now, Wednesday brings another chance of scattered thunderstorms. Then we see a shift to some nice sun as we head into the weekend. Let's head to our capital, Pretoria. Today, you'll see morning clouds giving way to some afternoon sunshine, where temperatures will range between a low of 18 and a high of 27 degrees. Now, you'll also experience some light winds expected from the north. As for the rest of your week, thunderstorms and heavy rain are expected to dominate the forecast, so do be prepared. Out in the city of Gold, you can expect mostly cloudy conditions for today, with likely scattered thunderstorms throughout the day in the region. Out in Joburg, a low of 16 and a high of 24 is what you can expect, with heavy thunderstorms expected throughout the week. Nothing rising above that 25-degree mark. We move to Mbombela next, where today brings a significant change with more sunshine than clouds. Light winds from the northeast is also what you can expect, with that low of 18, but a nice high of 27 degrees. As for the rest of your week, it will be dominated by widespread thunderstorms and showers, but at least by Friday, the temperature does peak at a nice 27. Bloemfontein, you are up next, where today will bring you a low of 16 and a nice high of 28 degrees. Now, with all this weather, you're going to experience partly cloudy skies with wind expected from the northwest. Now, you are in for a period of unsettling weather with isolated thunderstorms as we look at your week's forecast. Into the weekend, though, and next week, Monday, the sun does shine once again. In Richards Bay, you'll see mostly cloudy skies with a low of 22 and a high of a scorcher 31 degrees. Now, winds will be strong from the northeast with gusts of up to 31 kilometers per hour. As for the rest of your week, midweek brings a significant shift with widespread thunderstorms expected this Wednesday. Durban, you're up next, and you're in for some rainy conditions after yesterday's sun. Now, temperatures will range between 22 and a high of 29 degrees. Moderate winds can be expected from the northeast, and after a brief break with mostly cloudy skies on Thursday, the showers do return come the weekend. In Mthatha, thunderstorms will bring significant rain to your region, and temperatures are going to be starting with a low of 17 and a high of 31 degrees. Now, you can expect some light winds from the south, and temperatures are going to be fluctuating with highs in the low 30s early in the week, dropping by Wednesday to about 18 degrees for your high. Well, Craddock, let's see what it's looking like on your side. Widespread thunderstorms are expected throughout the day. For today, you can expect a low of 15 and a high of 32 degrees with light winds from the west. Now, rainy conditions are expected throughout the day, so remember that umbrella. But by Thursday and Friday, we'll see a return to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to climb back into their 30s. GQ Ebeja, you'll experience a breezy day with a slight chance of showers. Now, temperatures will range between a low of 18 and a high of 27 degrees. Strong gusts of winds of up to 35 kilometers per hour are expected from the southwest, and Thursday and Friday do bring some partly cloudy skies. Oh, gorgeous George. Let's see what's happening on your side of town. A low of 16 and a high of 21 degrees today is what you can expect. Now, light winds will be out of the southwest, and you'll see a gradual improvement as Thursday approaches with partly cloudy skies and temperatures at least rising a little bit as you head into the weekend. In the mother city, there's a consistently warm and windy week ahead, with temperatures starting at 17 and just reaching at 23 degrees. Now, strong winds from the south will be a significant factor throughout the day, and those gusts exceeding 35 kilometers per hour. As for Christmas, we're peaking at 26 degrees, so definitely looking good on that side. Sutherland, you are up next, starting with this Wednesday with sunny, clear skies, and your temperatures will be ranging between a low of a chilly 11 and a high of 28 degrees, with moderate winds expected from the southwest. As for the rest of the week, some nice sunny weather, 30 degrees peaking this coming Thursday. Well, Kimberley, today will bring a significant chance of scattered thunderstorms, temperatures ranging between 18 and 29 degrees. Now, by midweek and Thursday, conditions improve significantly, offering mostly sunny skies and warmer weather, with 33 degrees seeming to be that consistent temperature. Up east, you're up next. Miss Uppington, today will bring a chance of scattered thunderstorms. Winds will be light from the northwest, and temperatures will start off with a mid-19, reaching a scorching 34 degrees, but I feel like you already knew that. Temperatures will remain high throughout the weekend, so please remember that sunscreen, as it does reach almost 40 degrees on some of the days. And all of those updates bring us into your sunrise view of this hour. You know it's our favorite part of the day. And Nikki out in Haywood in Durban, you already knew the assignment, and 10 out of 10 you passed with flying colors. Absolutely gorgeous day out in Durbs. 29 degrees is what you can expect on your side. And thank you once again, Nikki, for getting in touch. And if you too would like to, this number 063-036-9649 is exactly how you do so. But now the weather's taken care of, let's get to the fashion.
The fashion indeed. It's a Tuesday, so you know we need to help Carissa choose her festive style for today. And today we have two amazing outfits, because when it comes to the festive, standout style needs to also be effortless, but it also needs to be really, really beautiful. So today we have a striking suit featuring a statement blazer, a 3D floral detail, a black tailored waistcoat, and a wide leg trousers. Sharp tailoring meets artistry with this look, and it embodies modern sophistication with a bold edge. Moving completely different to the other side, we have an effortlessly elegant strappy cotton midi dress with a fitted bodice, softly gathered skirt, and of course a tonal ric-rac trim. Relaxed, it's feminine, it's timeless for warm weather days. So of course, our Expresso chauffeur, we are going to need you to weigh in on what Carissa should be wearing. But Carissa,
Hey.
you have two really fantastic options today. It's going to be hard.
It's going to be really tough. They're also so different. The one's
Yeah.
airy-fairy summer, the other one's more structured. But I feel like for the festive, let's dress up a little
Ooh,
bit.
you have to.
Let's get that Christmas inspiration going. And I'm not going to say I'm feeling the white suit, but maybe I'm feeling the white suit, all right? I'm just putting it out there.
Listen, I'm not also going to say anything, but I would like us to be kind of matchy-matchy.
Kinda
So
matching.
if you guys could help us out with that, that would be amazing.
Please.
All right? I want to match with Carissa just a little bit.
on.
The choice is yours. Which look is it going to be? Is it going to be the beautiful white tailored suit with a flower, the black waistcoat, and of course, really, really cute shoes? Or is it going to be our midi dress over here, which is also very light and effortless, especially for the festive season? We need you to weigh in and, of course, let us know what your decision is going to be. Hashtag Woolies Christmas is what we're going for. And of course, Carissa's going to be looking fantastic in anything she wears, but this one is my favorite. Just saying.
All right, fashion taken care of in just a little bit. Head to our socials at Expresso Shows where you can find us. And now we take care of the heart, and quite literally at that as well. When it comes to this time of year, as we know, the stress is high, and I think a lot of expectation can be placed on people.
Exactly.
Therefore, your heart may just suffer.
Exactly. Festive habits that affect the heart is what we're going to be taking a look at after the break, so make sure you do not move a muscle.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It sure is your feel-good breakfast show on this wonderful Tuesday. Expresso right here on S3. And as you know, Expresso fam, at the start of every show, we get into a great conversation. Now, this one is going to prepare you for 2026. And we pose this question to you. The December budget hits different. We know this. What is your secret to actually financially surviving the festive season? And we want you to weigh in at least and let us know via voice note on 0630369649. Or you can find us at Expresso Show. We want all the tips, all the tricks, all the hacks. We don't want January to be coming to us in a couple of days from now, and we'll definitely be delving into that a little bit later on in the show. But now, though, let's take care of the heart.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Now, the festive season is meant to be a time of rest and celebration. But for cardiologists around the world, the days between the 23rd and the 31st of December tell a very different story. Now, medical data consistently shows a spike in sudden cardiac events during this period, affecting people across age groups. Changes in routine, overindulgence, emotional stress, and delayed medical care all play a role. Joining us is Professor Liesl Zulka, who is the Vice President of the South African Medical Council, to help us unpack why this window is so dangerous. Prof. Zulka, so wonderful to have you on the show this morning. Festive greetings. Now, that news struck me as quite alarming. I had no idea that this was happening. And of course, those dates ranging between 23 and 31 December is a hot spot and a peak period for sudden cardiac events. Why is this global pattern so prevalent at this time?
Yes, no, thanks very much for having me. And it's so interesting. It's actually called the Christmas coronary.
Oh, wow.
Because it is so prevalent. Yeah. And there's many factors, some of which you even mentioned already. There's a lot of stress around this time. Some of it is positive stress, but some of it can be quite hectic. People change their lifestyles, they forget about their medication, they don't do their appointments over this time, or they increase or dramatically decrease the kinds of efforts they used to do before. We overindulge, and many of the overindulgences have direct effects on the heart. And there's a weather change as well. And so sometimes, you know, in the global north, it's very cold. But in our country, we go to the beach, we spend the whole day in the sun. So there's a whole lot of elements that results in this phenomenon. I think one of the most important is that people don't look after themselves during this time, and they focus on all of the festivities and not on their hearts.
This is a true story. This is a true story. I would like to know, who is it most likely to affect these cardiac events? Is it people with pre-existing heart conditions or people who are otherwise considered to be healthy?
So it's both, in fact.
Okay.
So when we talk sudden cardiac death, that's something that comes completely out of the blue.
Wow.
So those are undiagnosed individuals, but those with heart disease as well, especially, for example, with hypertension or cholesterol. This is when you stop taking your medicines because you're on holiday, you forgot to sneak in that last visit with your doctor before you went to go and visit family, and they are also at particular risk.
Yeah, I wanted to know the festive habits, and you kind of touched on this while you were answering my first question, things like heavy meals, alcohol, travel, disrupted sleep. Are those all things that could potentially affect the heart?
Oh, absolutely. So almost everything you've mentioned and a few more as well, they have direct effects on the heart. Yeah. For example, sleep. You think that actually sleep is not such an important health issue, but there's really direct correlations to good sleep, and quality time of sleep, and cardiovascular disease. So all of those things really can affect the heart directly.
You'd think we'd know this in 2025, but we're learning new things every day. Prof, what are the early warning signs that people in your experience, tend to ignore or misread, especially during the holidays?
Well, we all feel a little bit bloated,
Yeah.
a little bit overindulged after a big meal.
Yeah.
But if you actually have that associated, for example, with sweating, with nausea, with a feeling of being really uncomfortable in the chest or in the upper GIT, it may not just be a big meal.
Yeah.
It may actually be ischemic heart disease.
Yeah.
And it may actually be that your heart is in trouble.
Yeah.
So we would really suggest that people do not just put this down to an over large meal, but rather actually seek medical attention if they feel concerned.
Absolutely. And then I do want to put a big emphasis, because I drive or I go to the shops daily and I see literal full trolleys of alcohol being purchased, especially during this festive period. We had someone yesterday on the show that spoke about safety on beaches and how alcohol affects, what happens to people on beaches after they've been drinking and now they're swimming. How does it affect your heart, especially over this time where you're not just overindulging from a food perspective, but also from an alcohol perspective?
Absolutely. In fact, alcohol is known to have a toxic effect on the heart. So it has it on the heart cells, on the contractility of the heart. It causes vasoconstriction, so the vessels get smaller. So there are multiple different ways that the heart is affected, even by moderate amounts of alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's really something that we need to focus on during this period.
Yeah, and that's why we have these conversations, right? Because we need to continue to highlight and drive this message home. Are we exercising at this period of time?
So we've forgotten about that.
We've forgotten about exercise,
yes.
but it's so important.
It's so important. So, and also the indulgences sometimes around exercise as well. So somebody who just did moderate exercise on the weekend suddenly thinks, well, I'm off now. Let me go and do long runs every day. Yeah. So we also have to make sure that we do it in moderation, we do it carefully, we do it taking into consideration how hot it is. You've just heard some of the weather extremes. So all of those need to be taken into consideration over this time.
Well, I'm so happy we're having this conversation. Some really worrying statistics that we kind of chatted about throughout this segment with Prof. Zulka. Between the 21st and the 31st of December, they have experienced spikes in cardiac events, and that's why we're having this conversation. We talked about the underlying factors, and when we return, we're going to speak about what can potentially be done. More with Prof. Zulka after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And you're back with your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're talking about cardiac events over the festive period. Now, while sudden cardiac events can feel unpredictable, many of the risks seen over the festive season follow familiar patterns. We know, or rather we now focus on what individuals and families can do to reduce their risk without turning the holidays into a source of fear. We are back with Professor Liesl Zulka, the Vice President of the South African Medical Research Council, to continue continue our conversation. Prof, a very powerful conversation that we had during the first segment. I want to know that for people living with heart conditions, what festive season mistakes, in your experience, worry cardiologists the most?
I think the biggest one is a gap in care. So what we often see is that towards the end of the December period, people are trying to get everything done, so they miss that appointment with their doctor or their GP or their local health practitioner, which means they don't get their last prescription filled, and then they go on holiday for 4 weeks, 6 weeks. And that break can be lethal if you're missing your important medication. So I think those are really important, to try and fit in that last appointment, prioritize making sure you have your medicines, and then to keep a copy of your records when you go out of your usual area, so that when you get to another city or even another country, you are able to tell people what your medicines are, what the dosages are, and what your diagnoses are. That's really important.
Yeah, that is really important, because I mean, I know myself. I struggle to keep up with my medication, whether I'm ill and I need to have antibiotics. I can even imagine how much more challenging it is over Christmas and New Year. I also want to talk about burnout. People are tired. People have been working a long year. Most people are also prone to getting sick at this time of the year. Does that stress, that workload, the pressure of the year, now going into the festive and everything that awaits for us? I've had a ton of family just arrive yesterday, so I know the next few weeks are going to be a lot. Does that also affect our heart health?
It does, and I think this is the time that we need to really focus on our own heart health as well, and say, how do we pace ourselves during this time? How do we use this time actually to rest and recharge, and get ourselves ready for 2026, not just move from one big stressful time to another big stressful time. And so I think this is really important. We know that burnout and increased stress has got direct effects again on the cardiovascular system. So we do need to look after that.
We mentioned in the first segment that this is really something that affects everyone at every age. It doesn't discriminate. But what are those factors? I know that we are reiterating again, but I feel like we need to. Who is it most likely to affect a cardiac event at this time of the year?
Well, obviously, we think about our vulnerable population. So this is our elderly, so over 75 perhaps. We think about those that have a cardiac condition, so they need to be extra careful. Those that have got hypertension, high cholesterol, so those with known risk factors. I'd like to also highlight the issue of women. We talked about this before. We think Santa is doing everything and he's a man, but actually it's the woman that's doing all the work, working in the kitchen, making sure everything's right, looking after the family. And women often don't think about themselves as risk factors for cardiovascular disease. And so that's often a hidden situation, and they don't present for care. So I think about the women these days as well, and how they can look after their hearts. And then, of course, our children. I'm a pediatric cardiologist, so we think about them in particular, and making sure that over this period we still go for our regular checks so that we can maintain our cardiac health.
It really is about mindfulness as well, you know, and being intentional with everything, including our own health. And I'm so happy that you touched on women, because so often we tend to put ourselves on the back burner and sort everyone out first. And then when, you know, the ticker's going, hello, now we want to wake up and smell the coffee. So Prof. Silk, I'm so happy that you touched on that. And of course, all of the amazing information you shared with us. I want to know from you, how are you going to be spending your festive period? And have you also been mindful in terms of resting? Because I know you also have a very, very trying and demanding job.
Oh, thank you for that. Yes, I'm going to be hosting this year with my sisters and my family. The Zuperberries are all coming over for lunch. But we're also going to try and incorporate many of what we've talked about. So we're going to take it slower. We're going to do some mocktails instead of cocktails. We're going to do some salads and veggies. Slow afternoon with a little bit of breaks in between. And if there's some space left, we'll even go for a little walk.
I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. That's incorporating everything that we spoke about and wrapping it up in a beautiful bow. Thank you so much, Prof. Silke, for being here and for taking care of us with your tremendous advice on how all of us can keep our hearts healthy over the festive period. We appreciate you.
It's a pleasure. All the best.
And here's yet another way that you can make sure that your heart is in a good place as we get into a session of grounding. Now, as the year begins to slow down and we start reflecting on everything that we've carried, both physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, this is the perfect moment to just pause, to breathe, and to gently reset. And that's why we've brought in, once again, yoga teacher Carly Samuels, who's going to be guiding us through a refreshing yoga session designed to help our bodies soften a little bit, minds settle, and also breathe a little bit deeper. So please join me in, if you don't have a mat, that's more than okay, just creating a nice space for yourself in order to share this beautiful moment of connection. So Carly, welcome back, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. So this morning is a really short, simple sequence, just to reset and get started for whatever's ahead for the rest of the week. The nice thing about this sequence is actually you can do it seated in bed. So you don't actually have to get out. If you'd like, you can stand up, but if not, just sit up nice and tall and we'll get started.
Incredible. Well, let's get straight into it, Carly.
All right, so since we're standing, let's just root into our feet. Just take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Let's start by shrugging the shoulders into the ears, rolling it back, relaxing through your jaw. Let's take the shoulders to the other side. And we'll begin. So just arriving on the mat, arriving in this moment, just getting ready for the day ahead, settling into the breath. So let's take an inhale, lifting the arms up above the head, looking towards your fingertips, and draw your hands towards your heart as you exhale. So just keep the breath nice and natural. Inhale, bringing arms above the head. This time, interlace your fingers and take it behind the base of your skull. The thumbs on the side of your neck. Draw your rib cage together. And on an inhale, let's lift the chest toward the sky. On your exhale, round your back, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, lift the chest up to the sky. Exhale, draw your chin toward your chest. Let's come back to center. So a little bit of a side stretch now. So let's take the right elbow toward the right hip. Breathing through the left armpit. Exhale, let's come to center. Take it over toward the left. So just scrunching left elbow in toward that left hip. Exhale, come to center. Going for a twist now. So let's take the right elbow down first and then twist your torso over toward the floor. And let's rotate the chest over toward the left side. Take the left elbow toward the left hip and come back to center. Let's take it over to the opposite side. So left elbow to left hip. Round your torso toward the floor. Take it over toward the right and lift up. One more time. Left. Rotate your chest. And just paying focus to rounding your back, creating a nice circle. Release the arms. Let's take an inhale, look up. On the exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. So twisting the spine, almost like you're wringing your back out like a wet dishcloth.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Inhale, lift up. Let's take it to the other side. So right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, up. One more time to the other side. Keep the breath steady. Inhale, lift up. This time we'll go for a forward fold. So bend the knees, soften, and just take a forward fold, wrapping your chest over your knees. There's an option here, you can hold onto your elbows. Just relaxing and releasing through your upper and lower back. And this is good for when your back is stiff in the morning.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite stretches.
Even the hamstrings. Ooh, we're
Yeah.
feeling it everywhere.
The entire back body. So release your elbows if you've taken that option, and just keep the upper body heavy. Soften through the knees as you roll up through your spine. Interlace your fingers now behind your back. And as you inhale, lift your chest and draw your shoulders together. And stay here for a moment as you feel the upper body just release through your collarbones. And exhale to release. We can go for a nice neck stretch just to soften things out. So take the right hand up and over towards your left ear. And then just soften toward the right side. You should feel a nice stretch on the left side of your shoulder. Maybe even down toward the forearm. Exhale, let's release, take it over to the other side. So left arm up as you breathe in. As you exhale, take it over toward the left side.
Wow, Mzansi, I'm pretty sure that you can agree that this has been incredible. Carly Samuels, once again, has just taken and led us through a really beautiful moment of movement and connection and also grounding. And I hope that you've taken a deep breath and made sure that your heart's okay, your soul is good, and that you're feeling better right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll maybe do one more stretch and we'll see you straight after the break for more.
Yeah,
Sure.
awesome. Let's inhale. Let's take a nice forward fold again. Perfect for the morning. I also like to sway your side to side.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on S3. I would just like to warn you, there's a cuteness factor in studio right now. We're talking about the fact that bringing a new baby home is a huge adjustment, not just for moms and dads, but for pets too. From new sounds and smells to big changes in routine, it can be a lot for our furry family members to take in. Now, certified dog behavior consultant Karis Nafti is here to give expert advice on how to safely and positively introduce pets to a new baby or a toddler. Karis, so wonderful to have you in studio today.
Thank you.
And of course, would you do us the honor of introducing our special guest?
Well, our most important guest this
Yes.
morning is absolutely Bear, who's here to also bring the dog perspective on how to introduce babies to a
I love it.
household.
Everybody Bear in the house. I love that. What a cute name. Look at, yes, yawn
big
Bear.
yawn.
It's so early. It's early, baby. Karis, why is it so important for us to create a healthy and loving bond between our real babies and our furry babies right from the start?
Well, first impressions last a long time, especially for dogs. So it goes without saying, you need your household to be safe and for everybody to get along. And not just get along, but hopefully enjoy each other. So to look at babies and dogs, obviously the first basic factor is safety. You want your child to be safe around your dog. And then you want them to ideally love being around each other. So you have to sort of look at things most important for safety and then onto fun and love and everything like that.
Yeah, look at him. He's so focused on the camera. It's like,
Yeah,
this is my moment.
He is the moment. He is the star.
I love it. What are some of the practical strategies that parents can use to encourage these bonds in a very calm but also positive way?
So the most important thing is when parents bring a new baby home, okay, you actually, a lot of people get this wrong. Rather than introducing the baby to the dog, like it's, you know, the dog would perceive it as a person, it's actually best just to bring the baby home and not have a big moment of introduction.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The reason for this is that when you bring a toy home for your dog, what does everybody do? It's like, look, I bought you this toy. And there's this moment of like showing the dog, look, I bought you a whatever, your new favorite squeaky toy from the shop. If you present a new baby in the same way, like, oh, look, Rover, smell it, look, it's your new brother, it's your new sister, it gets dogs into quite an excited sort of state. So it's much better to come home, bring the baby inside, and keep the whole thing as calm as possible. Don't make a big deal, don't try to, you know, video a big introduction. It's very important that dogs are allowed to smell a baby. Okay, so their sense of smell is where dogs get a lot of their information. So you can do this by having a blanket that the baby's been wrapped in and let the dog smell it that way. You can hold the baby in your arms and sort of allow the dog to come in and smell from the side, because obviously we have to be safe. But if you don't allow your dog the chance to just sort of smell the baby, there's this curiosity where it seems like the baby's maybe, or sorry, the dog is too frantic to get to the baby. So what we want is a very boring introduction, like, no big deal. And that can sort of start the interaction in a mellow way. We want a boring introduction, not an excited one.
Yeah, I see a lot of videos on the socials of, you know, people allowing the dog to meet the baby or the toddler for the first time, and toddlers don't also know what it is, so they're pulling on ears, you know, they're touching places that would make the dog feel very stressed and uncomfortable. What are the signs that parents can look out for that would show that our furry baby is maybe feeling a little bit stressed in that particular situation?
Toddlers are very different than newborns, right? We've got a whole different reality.
This
with
is a whole
toddlers.
nother
Whole
ballgame.
other reality, whole other story. With toddlers, you have to be very, very mindful that the dog is making the first move toward the child, not the child is allowed to make the first move to the dog. The best way to introduce a toddler to a dog is on a walk, when they're outside and there's movement happening, and to maybe let the toddler throw a ball for the dog or touch its back a little bit, but not go straight in for the ears or the face. So if you have visitors coming over the holidays and you have a dog that's bringing a toddler, do not force the dog to be pet by the toddler. Give them some time, have the toddler sitting still, give the toddler something to do so their hands are busy, and allow the dog to come toward the toddler and sort of start the introduction themselves. If your dog is holding still near the toddler, so if it's sort of freezing, like it seems like it's heard a ghost, separate the two of them. If there's ever any little bit of growling or a little bit of sort of sideways eye from the dog, it's crucial that you separate them, because those are the gentle ways dogs say, ooh, I'm not very comfortable. And nips happen with dogs and toddlers, and it's usually because parents were just not paying attention. You have to pay attention at all times so that there's never a whoopsie that could have been prevented.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about prevention, I want to talk about consistent protection against parasites, because now babies, toddlers, they're crawling, they're touching our furry friends. Where does NexGuard come in, making sure that consistent protection is always there?
So by keeping your dog up to date with all of their parasite prevention, then there's nothing in your house. Then you don't have to worry with your, kids playing with your dogs and getting kisses and all the things that we love to do with our animals. It keeps the house clean and free from parasites, and you can just have good old dog dirt and nothing you don't want in the house.
Absolutely. Well, Karis, thank you so much for this very enlightening conversation. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Bear,
Bear.
for sharing your cuteness with South Africa. We appreciate you. Look at him. He's just all here for the love.
He's moved in, guys.
He has moved in and he's welcome to it. And of course, this was a very enlightening conversation. Pets are a part of our home, they're a part of our families, but we want to make sure that they are safe, as well as our little ones, our babies and our toddlers. And that is where NexGuard comes in, to make sure that everybody is well taken care of.
And as we know that there is no single way to success, whether it is walking a dog or getting into your education, I've got the plug just for you. Now, for successful learning, today we have to get into a family that have more choices than ever before. For the past 4 years, UCT Online High School has been reshaping high school education with flexible, future-focused learning across Mzansi. Now, our very own Graham visited Shauna Jacobs and her son Tyler in retreat out in Cape Town to see how UCT Online High School is supporting Tyler's learning journey. So let's dive right in.
On our journey across South Africa, we are discovering that more and more families are opting for something more flexible when it comes to that educational model to plug their child into, something that maybe fits their rhythm, maybe fits their routine better. Now, one such family I'm going to connect with right now in retreat, where Shauna and Tyler, who started his grade 8 journey with UCT Online High School, are thriving in their new mode. Studying his profile, I have to be honest, he looks like every other grade 8 learner out there. So I wanted to find out more about how it's going and what's really surprised them. I want to know a little bit more about Tyler, first of all. Tell us a bit about this young man.
He's a great kid. He's absolutely great. We don't have any huge problems with him. When he puts his mind down to want to achieve something, he goes in for it and he gives it his all. He is like any other teams. They take their chances, trying to explore and navigate through life. But yeah, he's just amazing. He's amazing.
Why shift from the more traditional model into something that's a bit more unconventional? What led to the decision for you guys?
We felt that this is the best decision for Tyler. As a parent, you know your kid, you know their abilities, you know who he is, what it is that he needs. So I saw it online and I just thought that let's explore this. We sat in the orientation and we were just blown away by what was offered. It's like him getting everything that he needs from a schooling system without physically being at school.
Tyler, awesome to connect with you, my friend, and well done. I know this has been a massive shift for you. So what has the shift been like?
It was tough at first. I didn't click right away. It took some time. 2 terms, that's what it took. But afterwards, I started getting into it. I started engaging more, found friends. Yeah, it's very good.
Clearly, your family have gone all in because now it's on your shoulders and you seem to be loving it. Talk us through what this journey's been like.
Start the day with the computer. Mondays to Wednesdays, they don't do anything. You have to do yourself.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then from Thursday to Friday, you do teachers work with you, they help you through stuff that you don't know what you're doing. I had to get my head into the game. Teachers aren't gonna always be there. You have to work on yourself, you have to be independent sometimes.
On behalf of those parents who are maybe sitting at a similar gateway, looking at online as an option, what advice do you have for them?
Ultimately, I feel that going online with UCT, it actually equips parents with more power. It gives me a tool to be able to identify where he needs assistance and getting the assistance as quick as it is needed. It offers everything that the traditional schooling system, it offers everything and more.
Online school is a great way to learn how to do stuff independently. You can get a lot of friends here if you're a very social person. Online school is a great school, especially UCT Online School. I definitely recommend it.
Today's conversations are proof that when learning is flexible but structured and supported, that's when people thrive. And UCT's Online High School are empowering teens to learn at their own pace, to gain a whole lot of real-world confidence, and I think find balance in a very fast-paced world and future world. So if you're at a similar juncture and looking at your schooling options for 2026, stop by uctonlinehighschool.com and look at some of those future-fit options for your family.
Such beautiful insight into what the future looks like, and yes, it is super bright. Now, UCT Online High School is proving that online education can be flexible and also supportive and built for tomorrow. To find out more, please go ahead and watch their recent virtual open day on UCT Online High School's YouTube channel, and also just go ahead and explore what truly is possible.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Well, taking a look at what you can expect after the break, we are going to be revealing Carissa's festive look as chosen by you, our Expresso show family, so make sure you don't miss it. And then the duo that is Acoustic Element is in studio. Get in here, you gorgeous creatures. And they are going to make sure that we are highly entertained all morning long. See you after the break. Hi.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're back with your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Now, earlier we asked you to help Carissa choose between two festive looks. The first look was a striking three-piece suit or an effortlessly elegant strappy cotton midi dress. Let's see what you had to say. Karen coming through says, strike a pose for Santa. Holiday pick will look stunning, choosing number one, which is the white tailored suit. Thank you so much, Karen. Charmaine saying, morning guys, number one, it's definitely classy and has Christmas vibes, just the outfit for today. Ooh, the white suit definitely coming in strong. Nokwanda also saying my vote goes to option number one, but I love both of them. Hashtag Woolies Christmas, hashtag Expresso Morning Show, and then Dudu Zile coming through saying option one is beautiful. So ladies and gentlemen, the people have spoken. The winner is, shall we have a drum roll and get the lady of the hour in? In 3, 2, 1, Carissa in. Option number one!
Oh, man.
You look incredible.
And the option was the only option to choose, if we're being honest, right?
Listen, this is absolutely amazing. I love it. This is a festive look of note and can be worn in a myriad of different ways.
100%. These different separates can really be taken apart, but as a unit with a beautiful 3D printed flower, I mean, I am Christmas ready 100%.
Girl.
And I'm matching you, Lee.
Listen,
come on.
finally, twinning.
Twinning.
You are just giving like sophistication.
Oh.
It's sleek, it's gorgeous, it's glam, it's
Ooh,
festive.
right?
I love it. And like I said, you can pair it with so many different things. It's a
100%.
power suit all in one, and you look incredible.
I appreciate
Wow,
that.
wow,
The
wow.
only rule, though, is that I cannot sit at the Christmas table and eat now. Because that
No.
beetroot salad...
We need a big bib. Big bib.
We need a very big bib to go along with this. But otherwise, I'm looking good for the photos.
You certainly are. Well done. Well done, fam.
Thank
Give us
you,
a twirl.
family. Ooh,
Twirl, girl.
I'll twirl for you all day. Come on, here's another
Amazing.
one. Pow!
Oh, our Expresso Show family has a lot of taste.
I'm
Well done.
telling you, every single time the fashion needs to step up. So thank you so much for styling me in the perfect Woolies outfit when it comes to this festive and this Christmas. And we truly, really hope that you will also grab a couple of the pieces too.
Well, of course, it's time for us to make sure that the new dress code, this is the new dress code, by the way, the
Yes.
season's dress code is all about ease, from flowing silhouettes to sharp tailoring that shifts seamlessly from day to night. You can shop this look and more in-store, online, and also on the app. Well, Well, let's take a look at what's happening in the world of news as we approach 7 o'clock. On the national front, frustrated holidaymakers and truck drivers continue to wait at the Lebombo border post as trucks are lined up on the N4 toll road for 30 kilometers from the port of entry. Some drivers have been in the queue for several days. The Border Management Authority says it will be deploying more personnel to process trucks 7 kilometers before the border. The BMA has reported processing about 25,000 people per day for the last 2 days, but that the number should increase from today. Acting Gauteng Premier Jacob Mamabolo is expected to visit Beckersdal today following the mass shooting incident at KwaNoxolo Tavern. The surviving witnesses, including the owner of the tavern, have recounted the night, placing several armed men at the establishment where they arrived and opened fire. While some victims died at the scene, others were rushed to a nearby hospital where more people were pronounced dead. The death toll remains at 9, with 10 other victims still wounded and in hospital. Now moving further abroad, the Israeli government yesterday approved plans to shut down one of the country's respected military radio stations. The government cites political and divisive content as the reason for the shutdown. Defense Minister Israel Katz says the radio station undermines the war effort, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has urged ministers to back Katz's proposal. However, the Israeli opposition disagrees, accusing Netanyahu's government of violating freedom of speech and attempting to affect the upcoming elections in October 2026. The Nairobi City County Government has announced 2 days off per month for menstrual leave. Now, this allows female employees to take time off during their period without affecting their sick leave or their annual leave. The move makes Nairobi one of the first county governments in Kenya to formally recognize menstrual pain as a legitimate workplace health issue. While well received by some, the announcement has critics, the announcement has critics who warn that period leave could unintentionally reinforce stereotypes, painting women as less reliable employees. And then finally, scientists in Singapore at Nanyang Technical University have created a new type of sunscreen using flower pollen. Not only does it have SPF of 27, it also keeps the skin 5 degrees cooler than regular products. Of course, the cherry on the top is that for the ocean and marine life. The sunscreen is the solution to a massive environmental concern. While regular sunscreen contains harsh chemicals that can destroy entire coral reef systems, pollen sunscreen takes plant waste and water-based production methods to keep the skin and the ocean protected. A great way to keep the environment safe while enjoying some fun in the sun. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's take another look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Thank you so much, Leanne. Well, as you know, the AFCON is running in full force, and our boys, Bafana, have done it. Now, they've opened their 2025 AFCON campaign with a 2-1 Group B win over Angola in Marrakesh on Monday, with Oswan Apollos giving Bafana the lead before Show equalized for Angola. Now, Hugo Bruce's side improved after the break, with Lyle Foster curling home a superb late winner to seal a deserved victory. Well done again to Bafana. Now, we move on to our cricket news, where the Sydney Thunder secured their first Big Bash League victory with a 34-run over the Brisbane's Heat at Manuka Oval, with half-centuries from Sam Constas as well as Matthew Gilkes, powering the Thunder to 193 for 4 before leg spinner Shadab Khan's superb 4 for 24 derailed the Heat chase, despite Matt Renshaw's resistance. Now, sticking with cricket, we move on to the Australia's captain, Pat Cummins, who was cast out over Nathan Lyon's availability for the 4th Ashes test after the spinner injured his hamstring in Adelaide and left the ground on crutches as Australia sealed a 3-0 series lead. Now, Todd Murphy, Corey Rochiocholi or Matthew Kahneman are potential replacements, while Cummins himself is also a fitness concern. For For your sports at 7 o'clock, let's close up with some more footy news. Well, Fulham will return to their winning ways in the Premier League with a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Nottingham Forest. That happened at Craven Cottage, with Raul Jimenez converting a first-half penalty to seal the points. Now, Forest created early chances but failed to find a breakthrough as Marco Silva's side edged closer to the top half of the Premier League table. We'll see what's happening again at 8 o'clock. For now, though, let's check out your roads. Well, there's not much to report on considering that it is holidays for our school children, but out in KZN in Mhlanga, an accident has been reported on the N2 North, and that's after the ramp from the M7. Now, currently the right lane is closed due to an overturned vehicle. Motorists are urged to proceed with extra caution and stick to the left side of the road. And wherever you're headed, remember to always buckle up, and if you're taking on the long road, always remember to arrive alive. That's where we leave your roads. Let's have another look at what's happening with your weather. Started in Polokwane, where you can expect mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a slight chance of rain. Now, temperatures are going to be ranging from a 16-degree low to a 24-degree high with light winds expected from the east. As for the rest of your week, well, your peak is looking like Friday and Saturday reaching 28, but we'll see how the rest of the week develops. In Klerksdorp, a low of 17 and a high of 27 degrees. Now, you can expect mostly cloudy conditions for the region, and it seems like the high 20s continues up into the weekend and even next week Monday, so do be or at least remember to bring your SPF. Pretoria, our capital, you're up next. A low of 18, a high of 27 degrees with some afternoon sunshine. Do expect some wind from the north as well as you get prepped for your day. And it looks like the high temperatures do continue throughout the weekend. Well, let's take a look at Johannesburg, where you can expect mostly cloudy conditions for today, with likely scattered thunderstorms throughout the day in your region. A low of 16, a high of 24 degrees is what you will see today. And as we make our way into the rest of the week, it seems like those mid-20s are a trend. Mbombela, you're up next, where today brings a significant change with some more sunshine and clouds, with light winds from the northeast, with a low of 18 and a high of 27 degrees today. Seems to be one of the warmer days. Friday, it makes another appearance with the high 20s, but good weather all round. Out in Bloemfontein today will bring you a low of 16 with a high of 28 degrees. Well, nice warm weather will also have some partly cloudy skies with winds expected from the northwest. And here's a look at the rest of your week leading into Monday. Let's head into the coastline now with Richards Bay up first, where you'll see mostly cloudy skies, a low of 22 and a bit of a scorcher in Richards Bay, a high of 31 degrees. Winds will be strong from the northeast with gusts up to 31 kilometers per hour. As for the rest of your week, it looks like today will be the warmest. We move on to Durban next, where you're in for some rainy conditions. Now, temperatures will range between 22 and a high of 29 degrees. Seems that Tuesday is the hottest day. As we head into the rest of the week, it just goes down from there. From Durban, we move to Mthatha, where thunderstorms will bring significant rain to your region. Temperatures ranging between 17 and almost doubling at 31 degrees Celsius. It also seems to be the warmest day this week, and temperatures do drop as we make our way into midweek and beyond. Well, let's see what's happening out in Cradock, where widespread thunderstorms are expected throughout the day today. You can also expect a low of 15 with a high of 32 degrees, with light winds coming in from the west, which definitely will offer some relief. The 30s seem to be continuing, with just tomorrow taking a bit of a drop. Ebeja, you'll experience a breezy day with a light chance of showers. Now, temperatures will range between a low of 18, reaching a nice high of 27 degrees Celsius. Definitely the warmest day until next week, Monday, with temperatures dropping as we make our way into the week. Gorgeous George, Tuesday brings a significant change with cloudy skies and periods of rain expected throughout your day. Now, temperatures will be ranging between 16 and 21 degrees, so quite a chilly day, and that seems to be the trend going up into next week, Monday. Cape Town, let's see what's happening in the mother city. Well, you'll see consistently warm and windy weather this week, with temperatures that will start with a low of 17 and reach a high of 23 degrees. Now, when it comes to your winds, they will be strong and it will be a significant factor throughout the day, so please take heed to that warning. Well, from Cape Town, we move on to Sutherland, where you're starting this Tuesday with sunny, clear skies. Temperatures are going to be ranging between a low of a chilly 11, but a high of 28 degrees, with moderate winds expected from the southwest. Seems like clear skies all around. 28 today, 27 as your high for tomorrow. And Thursday, your Christmas is looking like 30 degrees. In Kimberley, today will bring a significant chance of scattered thunderstorms, temperatures ranging between 18 and 29 degrees. Now, by Wednesday and Thursday, conditions improve significantly, offering mostly clear to sunny skies. Great weather also looking out for Thursday. Out in Api, Salah City, today we will bring a chance of scattered thunderstorms. Winds will be light from the northwest. Now, temperatures will be ranging from a mid-19 degrees, but hear this, a scorcher of 34 is what you can expect today with a slight chance of rain. It only seems to be going up from there with 38 as what you can expect on your Christmas day. But that is where we wrap up your weather for 7 o'clock. To put the cherry on top, let's have a look at the sunrise view of this hour. And Gauteng, you are up out in Hekpoort. Varushka Oliver sent this gorgeous morning view. And thank you so much for showing us just a bit of God's window, peeking out through there to see the beautiful weather that you can expect. 27 degrees is what your day is looking like, Varushka, and thank you once again for doing your country proud. On that number, 063036969 is how you get in touch with us to let us know what it's looking like on your side of town.
Well, from gorgeous to weather to even gorgeous, more gorgeous opportunities to win big. So, Mzansi, I need your attention right now because the Powerball jackpot is estimated at a jaw-dropping 103 million rand, and definitely your chance or reason to play today. So what are you waiting for? You can buy your tickets now on nationallottery.co.za using the mobile app, using cell phone banking, or simply dialing *120 *7529# for USSD. Panda Push-Up Play. This is your opportunity to walk away with millions, literally. All of the information is on our Expresso Morning Show social media pages, so go and check it out and play today.
Well, thank you so much, Lee. We're just 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's get straight into what the rest of the show is looking like. The menu, delicious. So we hope that you can take a big bite out of this. We've got the duo acoustic element that's going to be joining us in just a bit. We get to rehash with the boys, find out what's been happening, and then, of course, some performances lined up for you. The sound check is sounding incredible. So let me tell you, you're in for such a treat, Expresso fam. And then speaking about a treat, yes, a new cinema is open. I'm talking about out in Cavendish Square as you head up the escalators, and Graham gives us the lowdown as to what it looks like and what you can experience when you enter the space. So we'll see you straight after this.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. First and foremost, I feel good, Mzansi, so thank you so much for dressing me up so beautifully. And I came matching our guests today, which is really incredible. We're talking about Acoustic Element, one of the world's most unique and definitely in-demand performance duos, known for fusing live looping, percussions, vocals, and dance into a show that's just as electric as it is unforgettable. Now, from international festivals to viral moments online, this duo continues to put South African talent firmly on the global map. So joining us once again in studio this morning, please put your hands together for Jody and Callan from Acoustic Element. Let's go, studio audience. Yes, guys, welcome back and thank you for being here.
What a pleasure.
And thank you for telling me about the brief, because, you know, now we're all matching.
Same WhatsApp group.
So can I be the third member?
100%.
Or okay, I can offer something. I don't know, backing vocals maybe. We'll see how it goes. But you know, you guys have been traveling so much. This year has been really great for you. I would love if you did a bit of a recap as to where you've been, your recent trips, where they've taken you, and maybe what your favorite has been so far.
So each year over the summer, European summer, we head up to Europe, our winter, and we just did a 3-month tour in Austria this year, which was incredible.
Yeah.
And we were very fortunate enough also to do a bit of Africa. We did Kenya before that.
First time in Kenya.
My goodness. Okay, I'm not going to put them against each other, but if you could choose, where are we going?
Honestly, Kenya really shocked us. We've been to Austria a few times.
Yeah, Africa's a feeling, man. It's so good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You touch base and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
the energy, right?
Exactly.
100%.
And it's reciprocated. So when you're in Austria, what sort of performances are you doing? What's the crowd like? Whereabout are you?
So it's more festival focused.
Yeah.
We're part of a tour called that's an Infinity Tour, and we've done it a few times, few years now. So funny enough, yeah, last year we opened for Kings of Leon.
Come on.
And this year it was a bit different, but we were fortunate enough to play. I mean, we play for such cool crowds.
Sure.
I mean, there's a big difference between Austrian crowds and South African crowds. We much prefer South African crowds, but it's a pleasure to be there and to experience like the amazing, Europe.
Of course. And also for you guys to introduce South Africa to audiences that may not ever touch or see the country, you know? That is so incredible. Kings of Leon, I'm such a fan. After they left the building, I said, where have these guys been?
They're quite active, yeah. They're touring
Sure.
the world, doing the things. It was them, Milky Chance and the Cooks.
Oh, wow.
For us
Some
to
of my
open for them was
favorites.
quite an honor, yeah.
Yeah.
Massive honor.
Incredible, man. Okay, so apart from being just super successful musical duos, when it comes to family, which you guys are family,
Yes.
come on. Growing up with each other and sort of now forming this band that we're going to talk about the fact that it's been 15 years in 2 days. How has that dynamic sort of evolved, especially on the professional and personal side?
So we cousins,
Yeah.
like first cousins,
Sure.
proper cousins, not cousins,
Parents, father's mother, who's related?
My father,
mother.
Jody's mother.
Incredible.
Brother and sister. So
Yeah.
first cousin basis. And, you know, everyone always says don't mix business and family.
Yeah, we did.
Well, it works sometimes.
So how does it work? Because 15 years later, like, what is the recipe for success?
Phew. Good communication, hard work. We've worked very hard for 15 years, I must say. This year, I think we took it a bit easier.
Yeah.
And by easier, I mean we normally play about 200 gigs a year, but this year we played 150 gigs a year.
Easy is relative.
But good communication, understanding, and like some patience, because it's not easy and it's hard work. And
Also just touring, you're not only family and business partners, but you're also with each other
All the time,
Yes.
right?
times.
Okay, so what do you hate about each other? I'm joking, I'm joking. I would never do that.
we don't
to
have
you.
enough time.
And that's just for mine.
Okay, so the 25th of December is quite a significant date for you guys.
Yes.
Come this year, it's going to be 15 years of you being together. So what was that 15 years ago, that moment that did bring you and the start of Acoustic Element? What happened?
Did you know
Yeah.
on that moment?
What?
Like, did you recognize that we were going to do it?
No, I don't think so.
So what was the conversation?
So it was, as I say, first cousins.
Yeah.
So just by chance, I got a new violin for Christmas, and Jody got a new guitar for Christmas. Completely by chance. And we had family lunch at his house.
Right,
And we
as
started
one
playing
does.
Christmas carols together. And basically, we started walking down the street caroling, but
No.
instrumentally. And someone gave us a large tip.
Which area is this? Can I move there, please?
And we were like, oh, we can make money from this. At that point, we were both studying and everything, so it just was a passion project. But yeah, I didn't realize at that point it would lead us to quitting our jobs and doing this full time.
Wow. Okay, so who were you guys before Acoustic Element? What were you studying? Where was the path going to take you?
Callan was a BCom graduate and then went and studied fashion. So he did 2 degrees. I did an undergrad in media and marketing, and undergrad in media and postgrad in marketing, and Callan was working for 2 years for a fashion house, and I was working for a hotel brand, but not for too long, and I got very sick of it. And I said, bro,
We literally
Come on, bro.
convinced
like,
me
come
to
on,
quit
bro,
my
let's
job.
do something more fun, please.
We can't do this. We can't quit our jobs. Come on, no.
Yeah, of course, because you're thinking stability. He's thinking, let's
100%.
travel the world, let's
Yeah.
build something. I'm so glad that you said yes.
Yeah.
And I'm so
100%.
glad that you convinced him. Because, wow, 15 years later.
15
In
years
fact, that
later.
deserves a round of applause, y'all.
Thank you.
To be able to sustain yourselves for that long and also set the bar, create your own blueprint is really incredible. What has been some of your favorite memories so far?
I would say the first time we got an international booking.
Yeah.
Sweden, Stockholm.
It was Sweden. We were playing a gig and someone came up to us and went, "Do you guys DJ?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, of course.
We don't. They're like, do you guys play internationally? We're like, "Yeah, sure." We don't. But we're like, let's just get that gig. And we got it, and it was the most amazing experience.
Wow.
And a month later, we end up in Santorini.
Yeah, just snowballed from there.
Yeah, kind of just snowballed. But I mean, favorite moments would be playing for Justin Bieber. We've played for Bill Gates, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
There's a
God
few.
himself.
Just traveling in general and getting to, like, live your life through music and see the world through music. I mean, that's been
Sure.
meet some influential people and yeah, definitely, and inspire others. I think that's been cool because, when we started Acoustic Element, it was you're leaving your jobs that you studied so hard for to become a violin guitar duo. That no one did that. There was no one that did that. So everyone said we're crazy, and it's just so nice 15 years later to not hear that anymore.
Oh my God, you're like, it took us 15 years. Now you'll believe us. How did your parents respond to you guys pursuing a creative path as opposed to something that maybe is more stable?
They were super supportive.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yes.
so nervous. As I was a buyer.
Yeah.
And obviously you're working with ranges ahead of time. So when I said I wanted to leave my job, they were like, "Cool, but you're leaving today."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh." So I had to go home and,
So I guess I have to go.
and my dad just went, "About time," 2 words.
Wow.
And I was like,
Okay, so that's the name of the next album, because yes, it is about time. And they also told me that they're going to be playing us originals for today.
Indeed.
On the Ball, very quickly, what is this and how can people get involved?
So On the Ball is a booking agency, and we run live music venues, and we have a recording studio on the Ball, OTB Infinity Studios. So we invest in talent, young talent. We have a weekly show called New Talent Tuesdays, and we host, so you can go online on theball.co.za. You can enter our kind of like competition, and sometimes we've actually taken some of our talent and got them in studio, and we've taken two new talents with us to Austria. So one of them, Aziz Sakwe, opened for Kings of Leon with us on stage, and the next year we took Setu G, who's one of our amazing prized possessions. And
She's the vocalist.
She's incredible.
Yeah, she is incredible. Guys, I love the fact that you're not only taking care of yourself, but also the future talent of the country. Please continue doing so, and we wish you 15 more years of just abundance and blessings. And right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're going to bless you as well in just a bit. Acoustic Element takes to the stage, so brace yourselves for some award-winning global sound coming your way.
We are braced and we are ready. Cannot wait for Acoustic Element a little bit later on the show. But for now, the festive season is officially here. And that means more time to unwind, spend time with loved ones, and escape into the magic of movies on the big screen. Now, with big screens, premium seats, and all the festive vibes, New Metro Cavendish Square has officially opened its doors. And Graham got a sneak peek at the Media Day celebrations to see what we can expect from this exciting new cinema destination and why it's the perfect spot to catch all of your holiday blockbusters.
I feel like a kid before Christmas. Why? Because I'm getting an exclusive sneak peek at the brand new Metro Cavendish Square. We are talking 7-scene VIP theatres. VIP, one kids theatre, and a whole lot more to experience. Giveaways are going to be amazing. I mean, there are incentives just for rocking up, but it's the movies that are on the festive season lineup that are going to blow us away. So let's go. Oh, Beverly, it's a vibe here. I'm already getting it. I get the energy. It is so exciting. So what makes today so momentous?
This is a moment that we have worked on for such a long time. To be in Cape Town, Claremont, the heart of where things are happening, it's awesome.
The second you walk into the space, there is something quite special. What's going on here at Cavendish?
We've gone back to the drawing board with regards to our look and feel. It's an old school theatre style appearance with a modern take. We've got little iconic touch points where you can take pictures. We've got lots and lots of experiential points in the cinema.
When you step inside here, it's a low light, it's atmospheric. You feel like you're about to step into the space, into the movie itself. It feels amazing, and you can feel your imagination start to fire off, and then immediately you are taken to the films on display. And I suppose that should be the centerpiece. There is an amazing lineup of festive movies. The timing of this is perfect.
I'm excited to see Anaconda. Like, imagine a parody, you're just trying to make some money, make a film and whatnot, and you actually live the experience. Nah. And also I'm looking forward to seeing Jack Black on stage again. As soon as I walked in, I was like, this is dramatic, low lights, and just the setting, the ambiance. I'm gonna really have a good time here.
I do have bigger hips, and I hate a cinema where the seats dig into the sides. So now, no matter what film I watch here, I'm going to be sitting in a comfy seat so that I don't feel squished.
The audio, you could hear everything, it sucked you in, you could feel the bass. And as far as the picture goes, I could see what I was looking at, which is a great difference.
What jumped off the page for me in terms of the whole experience is that it is much more experience orientated. Cinemas don't have to just be a walk-in, walk-out kind of experience. You can actually come here, you can chill out, you can enjoy a meal, but I think it is a nice space for arts and culture, so very excited about that.
When you sit in a cinema, surrounded by a community of people who love movies as much as you get to feel the spirit of the movie, the fans. Even sometimes when people are cheering in the cinema, you're all just there to enjoy it.
Now that we know what's going on behind the scenes, everything ticks my boxes. Now it's up to us to flood into the cinemas and experience it for ourselves. And I have a feeling with the festive installations, the lineup of movies, I think this cinema, the brand new Metro at Cavendish, is going to kickstart the Christmas spirit.
So it's watch any 3 movies between 1 December and 15 January. That's the general foundation, and that's 1 entry. If you watch it in an experience like VIP here in Cavendish, you get 5 entries per movie that you watch. So watch 3 movies between 1 December and 15 January and stand a chance to win your share of 30,000 Rand cash.
I love the idea of winning all the time, but especially when you're not expecting it. Talk me through the instant gratification that's going to be happening in this space.
So random draws, when you print your ticket, you will get a message saying, congratulations, you're an instant winner, and just make your way through to the prize collection points, and there you go.
Oh, thank you, New Metro. Thank you to the cinemas that are going to bring back that sparkle, that glitz, that excitement, that emotional investment in film. You can win big just by watching any of the amazing films on their incredible Christmas roster. In fact, your share of 30,000 Rand is waiting. So get out there, grab your kids, grab your popcorn, and come and experience film like never before.
Wow, New Metro at Cavendish Square, they're always doing the things. I love it, absolutely love it. So that's our next destination for movies, right?
I think so. Listen, after yesterday you told me about Anaconda, I was like, sign me up immediately. Yeah. Jack Black and I, we need to have a moment of connection. So I can't wait to go and watch that. Are you excited about anything?
I am excited to go and watch Avatar again. I told you I would, and I'm going to do that. And then, of course, in 2026, Doomsday is coming. So, yeah, Dr. Doom entering our lives.
Is that a horror? That sounds good.
No, it's fantastic. Marvel world comes back into our lives. Talking about someone coming into our lives.
Tell me more.
Entertainment news is happening after the break with the one, the only, Delucia Daniels, everybody.
Come on,
looking gorgeous and
beautiful.
festive. I love it.
It's so cute. What did you tell me earlier?
I look like a Christmas tree.
You do. We just need to find some baubles here.
Where's the presents?
I don't know if anybody noticed. These are Good Up FM girls right here.
Hi.
Hello. And we can't wait to bring you entertainment news in just a little bit. And then, of course, setting you up for Acoustic Element. The boys are also here, and they're going to be taking over in just a bit. So listen, don't go anywhere. Maybe a coffee break, but then come right back.
'Tis the season for delicious.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, it's true. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you for coming back. I did tell you that entertainment is coming your way, and we've got to get into who's bringing the entertainment. She's got her finger firmly on the pulse of South Africa's entertainment scene. It's award-winning radio producer and no stranger to the couch. Delucia Daniels joins us as we dive into the latest entertainment. She's not only about sports, but she's also about entertainment.
Gotta be versatile in this
Which
day
is
and
a
age.
sport in itself. Entertainment is a sport in itself.
Agreed. You're going to have to put on the knee braces and the caps and everything. But the festive is in full swing. How are we feeling this year?
Honestly, I can't wait to get some rest.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this year's been very long and everything's just led into one another. I mean, we see each other every day, so that's a blessing in itself.
It's
but
true.
I think just going home, being present this year, this festive season, being with your loved ones, your family, that's literally what I have in store for me.
Oh, and the dogs.
Oh, the dogs are always there. The
We
dogs
can't
have
forget
little
about
Christmas bows. So they're in festive spirit already.
Have you
so
posted a picture?
I haven't, not
You
yet.
have to.
So there's 4 of them and they're all running around. They are literally my little Santa's helpers. They will be wrapping the presents and doing everything. So at least they're in Christmas cheer already, but I'll get there in a couple of days.
Oh my gosh, Delucia, what are their names again?
Coda, we have to count them now.
Yes.
Coda, Melon, Alvy and Jack.
Oh,
how sweet are those?
And Dakota and Millen are mom and dad.
Yes.
Alvy and Jack are the baby.
She knows the whole dog family.
I know all the
The
stories.
family tree. Sorted. All right, Delucia, that is amazing. And I'm so glad you're here to unpack some entertainment news because the first story might just be my favorite. You know, we are all presenters and striving to be the best of the best. The likes of Leanne Williams and Bonang Mateba really just made way for all of us to come on through. And we're going to shine a spotlight on Bonang for a moment right now because the Queen is reigning, turning heads as the co-host of the Miss Cosmo 2025 Grand Finale and Beauty Music Festival out in Vietnam. Like, out of all places, I just was glued to my Instagram. Every single look was actually a masterpiece.
It really was.
Do you know what I love about that is the fact that she had this running theme. So you saw you had the water look, you had the fire, you had the gold. And I love the fact that for pageantry, it is all about the fashion, how you look, the class of which you wear these outfits. And I think for Bonang, you expect this from her.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
I saw on social media, they were like, oh, it's too extra, it's too intense. I'm like, what?
that.
It's a pageant.
Yeah,
Like,
and first of all, it's Bonang.
look at that.
Like, have you ever met her? She is the moment.
They talk about me because they're not interesting to talk about themselves. And I have to admit, yes, that's the truth because Bonang is going to bring it every time. There's a reason why they've chosen her out of the entire country to really co-host such a significant stage.
And also, Miss Cosmo is one of the biggest pageants that's coming out of Asia. For her to go there, we know she's done a lot for Miss South Africa and here on the African continent. So for her to go do that in Asia and absolutely kill it, I mean, that fire dress is one of my favorite things. It reminds me of Avatar, actually.
It does.
Because
It
that is
really
something
does.
you would wear to a premiere, and I think that she really just elevated the look. She's just so classy.
They should have had her be queen of the ash people, hey? She's more fantastic. But more than just the outfits, I think it was also just how she held herself on the stage.
Yes.
Her poise, her professionalism, her boldness, her confidence. She owned every single moment of being on stage, and I'm so happy. I mean, talk about flying the South African flag so high. She did us very proud. And I mean, that look.
That one is my favorite.
Hey? The way of water, darling. The way of water.
I'm getting so much inspiration for the Met next year. I'm like, Bonang, if you see me in the same outfit, please don't say anything, okay? It is so gorgeous. Also, her hairstyle, I don't want to say it's like leaning into anime, but it almost has that style with the buns and the spikes.
True story.
With the two front
But
pieces.
it leads into the Asian culture in Vietnam, so it just mirrors each other quite nicely.
Beautifully put together. Well done to her and her team and her stylist. And we're so glad that she's opened the path for so many of us to follow. Let's move on to the second story. A bit of a bleak one, but also there's a silver lining to it. We're talking about James Van Der Beek in particular. I think we know from Dawson's Creek, if I'm not mistaken,
Dawson
right?
from Dawson's Creek.
Wow, best known for that role in particular. He gave a bit of an emotional update. In recent times, we saw that he is dealing, unfortunately, with his battle with stage 3 colorectal cancer, which is quite intense. And he went ahead and told a morning show that he was on that he actually considers the diagnosis the best thing to have happened to him.
Wow. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? To take something that almost is fatal and turning it around.
I think when you go through any significant changes, especially in terms of health, you have to change your life around and see things from a different perspective, because right now you're fighting for your life, and you know he's got a wife, he's got 6 children, the youngest of which is 4 years old.
Wow.
So there's still a long life that you still want to live. He's still quite young. I mean, he's in his 40s, and you grew up watching him as well in Dawson's Creek. It was such a big part of a lot of people's childhood. So to see him come out and say, you know what, this happened, it is what it is, I'm battling through it, I'm taking it as it comes. I think for me, it's just one of those things of like, learn to appreciate life as you have it now. If you're in good health, if you are struggling, there's always going to be something on the other side of it. So,
and there's also that saying, it's not about what happens to you, it's how you react to what happens to you in this life. And I think, and I mean, I'm not trying to speak as though I can even understand or identify with what he's going through, but when you get a diagnosis like that, it does force you to slow down. And it does force you to like look at life, like you said, from a different perspective. A lot of the times we put the emphasis on a lot of things that are not necessarily important, like money, like the hustle, like all of those things, when actually it's your health, it's your family, it's the people that are closest to you. It's just the joy of waking up every morning. We take that for granted.
We do.
We think it's going to come. And oftentimes it doesn't.
Because cancer doesn't discriminate.
100%.
It could happen to anybody. And it almost forces him to be present in every single moment that he finds himself in. 6 children, Lee. Delucia. Can you imagine, you know, wanting to live eternally to be with them, but also realizing that time is finite and that every moment really counts at the end of the day? Well, we send him and wish him all the best as he continues down his recovery journey and his healing journey. And I mean, we love him for Dawson's Creek and we'll always remember him. He's been immortalized in that, right?
Exactly.
Rewatch it if you haven't.
And the words of that song, I don't want to wait for my life to be over.
I just got goosebumps.
Hey? So
Oh my
live
God.
while you're alive.
Oh
there
my
we go.
goodness, I'm me getting emotional right now. All right, Olivia Rodrigo, you are up next. So let's give an update. Pop superstar Olivia Rodrigo and British actor Louis Patridge have reportedly ended their nearly 2-year romance. Now, insiders are saying that the couple quietly split a few weeks ago after they just described what is to be a rough patch and deciding to split, and they actually are better apart for now. Now imagine coming to that very mature conclusion that we are going to be better separately.
And you know, they're only 22 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
And babies, we would not be handling that the same.
What do you mean?
But at the same time, they've always been very private. We saw them at Wimbledon earlier this year, and they were very, very cute. I love seeing them together. I thought they just matched really well. And they all have busy schedules. He's busy just getting the start in his career of all the films he's been in. He was in Enola Holmes with Millie Bobby Brown. So there's still those movies that are coming out. And also with her, she just finished her tour.
100%.
And with Olivia Rodrigo, she makes the most amazing songs.
She does.
I think this is also, I hate to say it, this is also a new era for her, because if you look at her songwriting and where she started, it started with a breakup when she had driver's license. And then we kind of saw the growth of her, and now heartbreak has happened again. And she was discovered at Lily Allen's Christmas party just a few days ago, crying with her friend. So I don't think it was an easy breakup. Your first heartbreak is always terrible. We've all been there. But at this point, it's like, we'll wait for the album to come out.
Maybe she'll be like a Taylor Swift, and this will be fodder for the next album.
Right. Not us, hope. Oh, no, but you listen, silver lining.
Life imitating art, imitating life.
That's the thing, right? And 22, I mean, she's a baby. She's still got her whole life ahead of her. Not to, you know, diminish her pain and her hurt, but like you said, turn it into something good.
And also, sometimes you just find your way back to each other. If it's meant to be, it'll come back to you.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we also send her love on her healing journey, because a broken heart really is something that should not be taken lightly. So let's move on to our next story. Now, this one is a really interesting one. I was also scrolling through my online space and saw everything around supermodel Anak. Now, we recently saw the resurgence of her popularity on the red carpet. People were like, who is this gorgeous Barbie doll? Oh my goodness. And she recently came public about something that she's been battling quite quietly, and it's a serious congenital defect that doctors actually found was overworking her heart and gradually actually damaging her lungs. So she took some snaps in the hospital as she's also on her healing journey, and basically said she had persistent coughs, she had chest pains, she was actually also coughing up blood, and there she is over the past year really trying to get better. Wow.
And you know what? It's so interesting because she was just named Model of the Year.
Right.
And if you remember a few years ago, the same thing happened to Bella Hadid when she was diagnosed with lupus. And that was also when she was nominated and then won Model of the Year. And I think when you look at the supermodel industry, we all think, oh, it's the glitz, the glams. You get to go to the Met Gala, you get to go to all these events. You're doing 30 runway shows within the space of, what, a week or so? It's a lot. And Anak is doing opening, closing. It changes every 5 seconds. So for her career, also with how it's grown over the years, 100%. It hasn't been 10 years and she's had the most amazing trajectory. For her to come down with something like this and to be so open and vulnerable with it, I think it's quite, for me, I love seeing something like that. And she has been on a massive trajectory, so this is just time for also to recover. Your body decides for you sometimes.
It does.
Because she prolonged this for very long. She's like, I saw the symptoms, I saw all these things happening.
Once you start coughing up blood, girl.
And then she was like, hold on.
No, wait for that moment.
I need to go and just reset and be with my family and also take care of me. So hopefully over this period, she'll be able to do that.
And also, what does this teach us, once again, is we can take a look at people on our screens or in the movies or in a magazine, but you never know what people are going through. So be kind, because everyone's fighting a battle that we know nothing about. And I think that is a testament to that as well.
Mic drop. Those are definitely lasting words we can take with us into festive as well. Always lead with kindness. Delucia Daniels, thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. It was nice to be with you.
Oh, the Good Hope FM girls are still here. And listen, even as a unit, what we love, what we play, what we're obsessed with is acoustic element. So I'm going to hit play on them right now.
My name's Jody. This is my cousin Callan. We're called Acoustic Element, and this is our track Rebel Heart featuring Jimmy Nevers.
Everything I wanna be, oh, I can make history.
the boys. Guys, congratulations. That was incredible. Okay, before we go to an ad break, I've got to ask you though, if I recall correctly, who gave you your first TV break?
Oh, Expresso, for sure.
Oh, we did. And who was the guy that like hit you up and maybe found you? Lucianes. Look at him. And brought him onto the show just to make sure that we also get to experience this, and 15 years later we can have them once again and celebrate the gorgeous sound of Acoustic Element. In just a bit we take a break and then we're back with some more cake, and not only that, we're also going to be celebrating the winner of the grand final. It's all about owning your moment with Sunglass Hut, and we can't wait to plug you in.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on S3. Now, from bold self-expression to unforgettable performances, Sunglass Hut's Own Your Moment singing contest has been all about confidence, individuality, and stepping into the spotlight. Now, after weeks of incredible talent and show-stopping grand finale at the V&A Waterfront, one performer rose above the rest. Let's take a look.
Own your moment bedoel voor mij dat zij moet jezelf is. Zij moet niet pretending, man. We staan op een stageverhaal. Zij moet jezelf is. En als je jezelf gaat wis, gaat dat veel verder vatten en dat gaat beneficial wis voor jou vorentoe.
At this moment, I'm feeling great. Like, I never thought that this would happen. And the fact that I made it this far, it's just pushed me to believe more in myself and to give it my all.
Own Your Moment is a great opportunity for me to get my voice out there because I want to be seen by little children. I want to be a good example for them.
Sunglass Hut Own Your Moment winner is...
Each contestant truly owned their moment. They were each unique in their own way. That's what owning your moment is. It's like, how do you show up in a way that people know how to pick you out of the crowd, you know?
What ultimately gave the winner the edge is his performance and his ability to connect with the crowd emotionally, spiritually.
Oh, what a moment indeed. So electrifying. I mean, it was definitely a moment that will never, ever be forgotten. And this morning, we are joined by the official Own Your Moment singing contest winner. Welcome to the studio. Make some noise, Dwayne Michael! Dwayne, feels geluk. Congratulations.
Baie dankie.
Luister, take us back to that moment where your name got called for the first time in front of that electrifying crowd at the V&A waterfront. What was it like?
Eerstens wil ek sê, nadat my naam genoem was, kan ek self getuig aan die God wat ek dien. Verstaan? Hy is 'n lewendige God, hy is 'n waarmaker van sy woord, verstaan? Want Matteus 6:3 gaan sê hy daar. Soek jy die koninkryk van God en al sy geregtigheid. Dan al die dinge wat sy soek, sal sy kry. Hy se belofte aan my gewys, want dit was klaar geskryf vir my. Verstaan? Ek voel baie goed, ek voel tevrede, want ek weet ek verdien dit. Want as ek hier gewerk het en sy wil voldoen het, dan sou ek hier gewees het waar ek vandag is. Baie dankie.
Powerful, powerful moments that deserves a hand of applause, Dwayne. Giving us the word. Here we are loving it. Now, the Sunglass Hut Own Your Moment platform celebrates confidence, something that you showed on that stage, and owning who you are. You seem to be such a strong young man who is very grounded in your faith, in the Word of God. What has this journey challenged you, or how has it challenged you to grow as an artist?
Is this the platform van Own Your Moment wat Sunglass Hut gehost het. Het was, hoe kan ek sê, het die deure opgemaak vir my, man. Verstaan so, het groei daarin. Dat dit die eerste deur is vir my, dis my begin. Verstaan? En om in te stap en die groei te kan sien in die deur waar ek ingestap het, is vir my baie goed. En die challenge was fyn. Dat is nie so erg nie. Want ek sien my challenges as 'n opportunity, verstaan, om te kan groei. Verstaan so, dit vir my laat groei persoonlik, om die wêreld different te kan sien, om te verstaan wat die industrie bedoel. Verstaan so, ek voel baie goed, dankie.
Powerful,
Baie dankie.
powerful. I want to go back to that moment at the V&A waterfront. I mean, you're at the amphitheater. There are thousands of people standing around just watching you and being a part of that moment. What was the most memorable or emotional moment for you of the entire competition?
Die audience basis. Die audience, want die heel eerste keer die semifinals, nee. Toe ek het net 2 mense van my geneem. Daan toe om vir my te kom kyk wat my support het, net 2. Maar toe ek huis toe gaan, toe die hele waterfront myne. Verstaan so, dit was die audience gewees wat vir my gebring het tot waar ek vandag is, verstaan? En by die finals, my ma kon nie gekom het na die shows toe nie. My ma kan nie gekom het na die shows toe nie. Verstaan? En toe ek kyk daar en ek sien vir haar, toe bring sy die lig weer in my, dat kan gebeur vir my, man. So, die audience, my ma, en alles die audience en my ma, as het een maak, as het God. Verstaan? So, dat is wat het vir my was. Baie dankie.
There's something so special about a mother's love, hey, and a mother's support, especially at times like those as well. What has this journey meant for you in terms of the support from family, friends, your mom, even Sunglass Hut? What has their support meant for you on this journey?
Eerstens wil ek sê, ek het nooit geweet my support system is so groot soos nou nie. Met die journey waar ek nou is, so ek is baie dankbaar daarvoor. Baie, want ek het myself, soos ek nou gesê het, ek het geweet my support system is so groot. Verstaan, ek het nog, die gebede is genoeg gewees. Maar met hulle gebede het hulle data bygeplaas. Omdat hulle data bygeplaas het, is ek verskriklik dankbaar daarvoor. Dankbaarheid is meer genoeg om vir hulle te sê nie. Verstaan, so ek voel baie goed. En ek is baie dankbaar vir een en elk wat vir my support het. Baie dankie.
Amazing. Well, one more round of applause for Dwayne Michaels, the official winner of the Sunglass Hut Own Your Moment contest. He is such an inspiring young man, and his journey has just begun. We cannot wait to see where it's going to go in the future.
And just like that, we're back in the kitchen celebrating Christmas in the best way that we know how. And yes, it involves cake. Now, Christmas tables across South Africa feel a little brighter with a red velvet cake at the center. And Chateau Gatto's Southern Red Velvet captures just that festive feeling so incredibly perfectly. And who better to celebrate our Christmas than with Delusha? Delusha, tell me you love cake.
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing in the world. I'm not even going to joke with you, because for me, cake is the one thing that brings us all together.
Agreed. What's your favorite cake? Top 3, give it to me now.
It's so easy. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. It's strawberry,
Yes.
cream, vanilla cake.
Oh, those 3 different cakes?
No, that's my...
Oh, that
that's
is your
the
top
whole-
cake, strawberry cream,
I'm
vanilla
simple.
cake.
I'm really simple.
Okay, well, how about some red velvet today?
I like to spice up my life.
No, me too. And I love to spice up your life too. Okay, so we've got a beautiful red velvet in front of us. This one is handcrafted with care using quality ingredients, giving you that velvety sponge and definitely that tangy cream cheese frosting that everybody loves. I'm so scared to cut it because it's beautiful.
You have to do it.
Okay.
So we see what's inside.
Well, yesterday Leanne and I shared a cake. So it was like she took half and then I took half. So today...
I love that you guys didn't even bring me a slice.
We didn't. We didn't think about it. In that moment, we were so present. We
Listen,
did not.
but I'm here now.
Okay.
I get the red velvet, so I feel like I'm really winning.
I'm gonna cut you a piece like that.
Yes, a nice big one.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
What's great about them is that their packaging is also biodegradable. Let me not get the bottom. There we go.
Look at the layers.
That is perfect. And also that you can freeze it so that it's always ready when the guests come over. Because, Deluche, you're going to have lots of guests over festive, aren't you?
You know how it is at our house.
Oh, there was a cake lifter.
There we go.
I do know. And look how good this is. I love that they're protecting the planet and also protecting ourselves, because look at this. I feel very taken care of right now.
Do you know what? This is the best way to eat breakfast, so I'm not complaining at all.
This with a bicky coffee on the side. It is so incredibly perfect. Great for the holidays. And great for the girlies too.
Oh, I beat you to it. I already ate.
Cheers, Delushi. And no TV bites here, okay?
Girl.
Oh my goodness, just look at the layers. Absolutely incredible. It is so incredibly good. And you know, you can really just tell that care and love has been put into this. It's available at Chateau Gâteau stores across the country. So you got Gauteng, KZN, the Western Cape, and North and Northwest, so that everybody can enjoy a slice or 2 together. We're not going to judge whatsoever. Like I said, we're splitting the cake, but we'll save this one for Leanne Williams and maybe one for you too, Expresso fam. Only if you come back though after this break.
Summer's heating up, and so are the prizes with Pluscon's Win All Summer Competition. Stand to win the ultimate holiday to the Maldives with 200,000 Rand, plus loads of weekly and monthly prizes. From shopping vouchers, JBL speakers, cash prizes, and unforgettable getaways to either Dubai, Zanzibar, Cape Town, or Vic Falls. To enter, simply spend 1,000 Rand or more on any Pluscon product and choose one of 4 easy ways to submit your entry. Competition closes 28 February. T's and C's apply. Win all summer with Pluscon.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back. And yes, you will be rewarded with cake right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But let's get into that final hour by kickstarting and letting you know all about some money that could be in your pocket. It's all about the 103 jaw-dropping million that you could be having if you play Powerball. So please go ahead and play now. You could do so in-store once they're open, and of course online on the website nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app, there is cell phone banking, or head to your keypad and dial *120 *7529 hash, and that will give you your USSD. So go ahead and you can find all the information at Expresso Show. 103 million rand in your total estimated jackpots today. So Panda, Pusha, play your Powerball. But now though, it's just about 8 o'clock. Let's get into your news headlines with Leanne Williams.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Let's take a final look at what's happening in those news headlines today at 8 o'clock. On the national front, 2 arrests have been made in the DJ Warras murder case. This comes after the media personality Warwick Stock, also known as Shady Lurker, was shot dead in the Johannesburg CBD outside the hijacked Zambezi building. The 2 suspects were brought in for questioning yesterday and will be charged for murder. Gauteng police spokesperson Brenda Murudili says the 2 persons of interest are expected to appear before the Johannesburg Magistrates Court tomorrow. The search for more suspects is still underway. Frustrated holidaymakers and truck drivers continue to wait at the Lebombo border post as trucks are lined up on the N4 toll road for 30 kilometers from the port of entry. Some drivers have been in the queue for several days. The Border Management Authority says it will be deploying more personnel to process trucks 7 kilometers before the border. The BMA has reported processing about 25,000 people per day for the last 2 days, but that the number should increase from today. Now moving further abroad, Ghana's parliament has announced the legalization of cryptocurrency. This is in response to concerns from the Bank of Ghana over widespread unregulated crypto use. Approximately 3 million Ghanaians are reportedly involved in crypto transaction. The bill is called Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill, and it will allow the licensing of crypto platforms and oversight of their activities. Ghana ranks among the top 5 sub-Saharan African countries by total crypto value received between July 2024 and June 2025. The Israeli government yesterday approved plans to shut down one of the country's respected military radio stations. The government cites political and divisive content as the reason for the shutdown. Defense Minister Israel Katz says the radio station undermines the war effort, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has urged ministers to back Katz's proposal. However, the Israeli opposition disagrees, accusing Netanyahu's government of violating freedom of speech and attempting to affect the upcoming elections in October 2026. And then finally, the Christmas countdown has begun as many across the globe. Now, in the US and Germany, the giant pandas and red pandas are currently enjoying early holiday treats at Berlin's Cincinnati Zoo. However, they leave hopefully, however, they will leave some for Santa. Luckily, not too far from the furry festivities, Christkind is receiving all the lovely letters from all the children around the world. There are reports that letters are from Namibia, Australia, and even Venezuela, and that it's already found their ways into the beloved European Christmas gift bringer's hand. Jingle bells and cookies all around as the world welcomes the Christmas cheer this week. Christmas cheer indeed. As we wrap up your news, let's take a final look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Well, Lee, thank you so much, and I'm so glad that we can close up with a congratulatory note once again, starting out with football. And yes, Bafana have done it again, opened their 2025 AFCON campaign with a 2-1 Group B win over Angola in Marrakesh on Monday, with Oswan Apolis giving Bafana the lead before Show equalized for Angola. Now, Hugo Bruce's side improved after the break, with Lyle Foster curling home a superb late winner to seal a deserved victory. Moving over to your cricketing highlights, where the Sydney Thunder secured their first Big Bash League victory with a 34-run win over the Brisbane Heat at Manuka Oval, with half-centuries from Sam Consas as well as Matthew Gilchrist, powering the Thunder to 193 for 4 before leg spinner Shadab Khan's superb 4 for 24 derailed the Heat chase despite Matt Renshaw's resistance. Well, let's stick in the cricketing world, where Australia captain Pat Cummins has cast doubt over Nathan Lyon's availability for the 4th Ashes Test after the spinner injured his hamstring in Adelaide and also left the ground on crutches as Australia ceded a 3-0 series lead. Now, Todd Murphy, Corey Rokiokoli or Matthew Kuhneman are potential replacements, while Cummins himself is also a fitness concern. Let's close off with some footy, shall we, where Fulham returned to winning ways in the Premier League with a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Nottingham Forest at Craven Cottage, with Raul Jimenez converting the first-half penalty to seal the points. Now, Forest created early chances but failed to find a breakthrough as Marco Silva's side edged closer to the top half of the Premier League table. And we'll definitely update you on all that sports as we make our way through into tomorrow. But now, though, let's head to your roads. Well, let's see what they're looking like out in Gauteng in Midrand, where there's been an accident on the N1 northbound before New Road. Now, 4 left lanes are currently closed and delays are expected along the affected route, so please do plan your route accordingly and remain vigilant while driving. Not much else to report on as the roads are pretty clear, and that's where we leave it for now. Let's get into your weather. And we get started with Polokwane, where you can expect mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a slight chance of rain. Our temperatures will start off with a low of 16 and make its way up to a high of 24 degrees. Tomorrow it gets a little bit warmer, peaking at 27, and then it's a little bit cooler come Christmas Day. Moving on to Klerksdorp, where you can expect mostly cloudy conditions for your region with a slight chance of rain, but much of the day looks pretty dry. A low of 17, a high of 27 degrees Celsius, and it seems like the high 20s continues into Monday. While Pretoria, you are up next with our capital. Today you'll see the morning clouds giving way to some afternoon sunshine. Our temperatures will range between a low of 18 and a warm 27 degrees. And once again, the weather stays high throughout the week, with Christmas bringing around a nice 27-degree day. Johannesburg, well, the city of gold, you can expect mostly cloudy conditions for today, with likely scattered thunderstorms throughout your day and in your region. Temperatures ranging between 16 and 24 degrees with a 20% chance of rain. There's your forecast for the rest of the week. In Mbombela, today brings a significant change with more sunshine than it is clouds, with light winds from the northeast, a low of 18, a high of 27 degrees Celsius. No rain expected today, but tomorrow there is a 95% chance, so enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Out in Bloem, today will bring you a low of 16 with a high around 28 degrees Celsius. Now, you will experience partly cloudy skies with wind expected from the northwest and definitely some great weather all around, although there is a 65% chance of rain, so do take heed of that. Heading to the coast out in Richards Bay, you'll see mostly cloudy skies with a low of 22 and a high of 31 degrees, the hottest yet. Now, winds will be strong from the northeast with gusts up to 31 kilometers per hour and good weather all round. Out in Durban, South Africa's playground, you're in for some rainy conditions. Our temperatures will range between 22 and a high of 29 degrees. Moderate winds can be expected from the northeast, but definitely some good weather today as we anticipate some rain going into Wednesday and Thursday. Out in Mthatha, thunderstorms will bring significant rain to your region. Our temperatures will start off with a low of 17, but reach a scorcher of 31 degrees Celsius. The hottest as tomorrow we head back into the 18-degree side, and for the rest of the week also remaining quite cool. Out in Cradock, widespread thunderstorms are expected throughout the day. For today, you can expect a low of 15 and a high of 32 degrees with light winds from the west. And that is the hottest until we hit the weekend, so make sure that you do enjoy the good weather. Ebeja, you are up next out in GQ. You'll experience a breezy day with a slight chance of showers. Now, temperatures will range between a low of 18 and a high of 27 degrees. Mostly sunny skies, but some wind will offer some relief along the way. We move on next to our gorgeous George, where Tuesday brings a significant change with cloudy skies and also periods of rain expected throughout the day. A low of 16, a high of a cool 21 degrees is what you can expect, and it seems like the moderate weather continues into the weekend. From George, let's see what's happening out in Cape Town. And we have a consistently warm and windy week ahead with temperatures that will start off with a low of 17 and reaching a high of 23 degrees. Now, strong winds from the south will be a significant factor throughout the day, with gusts exceeding 37 kilometers per hour. Seems like the wind isn't dying down anytime soon. But out in Sutherland, let's see what's happening. Well, you're starting this Tuesday with sunny, clear skies, temperatures ranging between 11, which is quite cold, but reaching a high of 28 degrees. As far as your summary forecast is concerned, just good sunshiny weather all round with a hot 30-degree Christmas coming your way. Out in Kimberley today will bring a significant chance of scattered thunderstorms with temperatures ranging between 18 and 29 degrees today. By Wednesday and Thursday, conditions improve significantly as you make your way into the weekend, but we're really glad to see it's going to be a sunny Christmas indeed. Well, Upbeast, you're up next, and to close us all off today, we'll bring a chance of scattered thunderstorms. Winds will be light from the northwest. Now, your temperatures will range between 19 degrees and 34, and that high just keeps on getting higher. Come Christmas, 38 degrees is what you can expect on your side of town. So please get the umbrellas out and make sure that you're drinking water and have your sunscreen on hand. And all of that brings us to Fancy Nancy out in Pennington, KZN. I mean, do I need to say anything? Every single day you come through with the most gorgeous, breathtaking view of your coastline with 27 degrees as to what we can expect. But Fancy Nancy, let me just take a moment to thank you for all your wonderful images that you've shared with us throughout the time that we've spent this year on Expresso. Your Feel Good fam appreciates you, and we really hope that you frame some of them because they are definitely worthy of doing exactly that. Send us pics going into next year. We know the festive is definitely going to have a lot of you traveling around. Store them, save them up in a folder on your phone, and then share them with us on our number 0630369649. We look forward to that as we head into the final hour of Expresso.
Oh, the final hour. It feels like time has just flown. Where does it go? It goes when you're having fun. That's what happens. Now, whether you are a homeowner or a small builder, choosing the right concrete can save you time, reduce risk, and of course, give you peace of mind. AfriSam's ready-mix solutions are designed to take the guesswork out of building by offering guaranteed quality, consistency, and reliability.
That sounds like a good deal to me, Leanne. Well, products like AfriSam Star Mix and Ready Mix Mortar are made in controlled environments using precise measurements and high-quality materials. So this means fewer mistakes on site, consistent performance, and a solution that is fit for its purpose. Now, they can also be ordered in smaller quantities, making them ideal for residential projects as well as renovations where accuracy really matters.
Exactly. Now, we all love winning, don't you?
Yes.
You could win an AfriSam hamper this festive season by answering the following question. Less mess, less stress, better builds. Which AfriSam ready-mix solution is perfect for residential projects and smaller quantities?
Oh, we look forward to those answers. Please go ahead and answer immediately. Let us know on Expresso social media pages and make sure you enter by using hashtag AfriSam and hashtag Expresso. And you could be enjoying an AfriSam hamper that is perfect to have with you this festive season. Terms and conditions, of course, can be found on expressoshow.com.
Oh, well, still so much to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We know that December and January are coming.
My goodness.
And we are talking all things financial solutions to make sure that we approach these months in the responsible way and don't panic.
I don't know if there's been a lot of responsible spending, but hopefully there is some solution at the end of the tunnel. I can't wait for that chat. I'm very ready to just do better as an adult. We'll get into it. Exactly.
Take a note.
Straight up.
Right up here.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on S3. And we've got to get serious about this conversation because for many South Africans, the festive season doesn't end with a break. It actually ends with financial stress. Now, there's early salary payments, higher December spending, and rising costs that often leave households stretched long before January even begins. And by the time the new year arrives, many families are already trying to recover and not actually get ahead of the game. But the good news is that there are practical ways to steady yourself without panic or even drastic cuts, which is why joining us this morning on our couch, we've got financial planner and author Sylvia Walker, who joins us once again to help us just navigate December and hopefully not January, so that we can definitely get some clarity and control. Welcome back, Sylvia, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
My goodness, I know that people are already looking at their bank accounts going, the damage has already been done again. But why is December and January such a period of financial pressure in our households in the country?
You know, I think it's all the expectations.
Yeah.
So, firstly, we have the expectation from the media and everywhere else.
Right.
And children. If you have children, it's the whole hype around Christmas, around the festive season. And a lot of us have had a tough year. You know, people's lives are really very difficult, often financially very tight. So, it's the end of the year. I'm going to spoil myself, I'm going to spoil my family.
Yeah.
And also often people take leave. So you're not going to sit at home if you're on leave.
Right.
You're going to go out, you're going to spend money. So it's just all of that stuff combined just makes it a very expensive time of the year.
Oh, it's so tough. And like I said earlier, the early payment for your salary, and then you've got so much more month and money at the end of the day. And that's where January and sometimes February comes in. But what are the most common money mistakes people actually make in December? I know it happens every single year, but we get caught every single year. So what sort of haunts us in January? What are the mistakes we're doing?
I think you've just actually touched on the biggest one, is people don't actually imagine how long that stretch is between the December salary and then the end of January salary. So it could be about 6 weeks. Also, you know, I think often when people have got a lot of money, you feel flush, so you tend to spend more.
Right.
It's that psychological thing. So you're going to maybe spend a bit more than you would if you were on a tighter budget. So I think that's the biggest thing, is people misjudge that time period and then just spend a little bit, you know, splurge.
Yeah, because it is your treat yourself, hey?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, this year's been challenging. Let me get some. And you wouldn't necessarily get that otherwise, but now you're saying, let me be a bit spenny. But when money is already tight, what should families actually prioritize? Because I think it is a game of rejigging the priorities.
Yes, it is. The important thing is to pay your basics.
Right.
So when you get that early salary, and it might even be a little bit too late, as we've just said, but you should make sure your basics are paid, your rent, your bond, your electricity, all of those things. If you can't pay that in advance, then take that money and put it in a separate pocket, a savings bank pocket in a bank account, but make sure the basics are covered. You don't want to wake up on the 27th or 28th of December and realize actually your bank balance is looking quite, so pay the basics. That's what I would say. At least make provision for that. You can always, the other stuff you can maybe muddle through, which we can talk through a bit later, but make sure you've got a roof over your head in January.
Absolutely, please. We really do. We want this for you. I did want to talk about something that I often get into, and that's emotional spending. It's kind of like those immediate pleasures, but sometimes they cause long-term problems. So you mentioned psychology. What is that psychology to treat yourself? What is that? Why do we do that?
It's a way of I deserve this. And it's funny that we associate I deserve this with spending money on myself.
Isn't that crazy?
That's the thing, because there's so many other ways that you can treat yourself and spoil yourself. I always say jokingly, I can spend the whole afternoon in the nursery, walking around and just buying a few things. It's a pretty cheap way. But other people, it has to be an expensive exercise. So I'm not sure, I'm not a psychologist, but there is that I need to spend money. We equate money with love, care, all of that. We associate that with money.
Oh, my goodness. And we all fall trapped to it time and time again. But we do have solutions. And that is the point at the end of the day. So how can people tell the difference between short-term cash squeeze and a deeper financial problem that they may be facing, actually?
So I think if you've got a short-term cash flow issue, so you actually spend a bit too much, you've got an issue in January. That's not a problem, because you can probably recoup. You can get back on your feet, let's say within a month, maybe 2 months, you'll be okay. But if you're finding that you're paying back debt and you haven't got enough money, you've got to go into more debt. If it becomes a recurring debt cycle, that's an indication of a bigger problem.
Sure. Okay, I've got to ask you though, when do we start implementing these habits? Because again, it happens that December comes around and we realize we're actually on the back foot. So should we have started in January, the year before?
Yeah. The thing is that I always say, people, you're only going to change your behavior when the burn is hot enough.
Right.
When you feel that pain. Because otherwise life's okay. I can overspend, I incur a bit of debt, I get back on my feet. You know, it's okay, I can keep doing it. But if you go through a crisis, if you really hit, and I don't want to use the word rock bottom because that's used in other areas, but if you hit a problem and you feel that burn, that's maybe the time you start making a decision to do things differently next year.
And how can we begin? I mean, do we put a 10% away? Do we...
So I always say for the festive season, have a festive fund. So that's a very important thing to do. You can start in January and every month you put away, let's say it's 500 Rand a month. Make sure you put that away first. So by the end of the year, you've got a nice little pocket of money. Because some people obviously get a bonus, but a lot of people don't. But that doesn't seem to stop the spending. Whether you've got the cash or not, you're going to spend. So have a nice little pocket of money at the end of the year that you can actually use for festive season 2026.
I love that. And 500 adds up. I mean, that's already 5K by month 10. So you're actually good, right?
You have 6,000 Rand that you wouldn't have had, that you don't have to go into debt for, that you can spend, absolutely.
Oh, well, look at that. We are definitely preparing ourselves for so many good things, and January literally is knocking. It's next week. It's around the corner. So make sure that you start your year feeling good. There's textbooks, there's school fees, there's a rent or bond to pay, and we want to make sure that you're starting 2020 thrive, or ending 2020 thrive, entering into 2026 on the best note. We do, of course, have part 2 of this conversation happening in just a little bit with Sylvia, which we'll get into. And I feel like blue, I don't know if anyone told you, it's the color of money. Forget green. Blue is the color of money. I might be wearing black today, but my blood is blue, okay? Because we're definitely manifesting some good financial gains for you come into the next year. For now, though, if you are looking to travel, maybe you have some extra money, this is exactly where you need to be.
As we've just heard, managing your money is all about being prepared and making sure that you are staying informed and making informed choices. So when you do spend, it's intentional and meaningful. And speaking of dream-worthy moments that feel like a reward, if you love a beautiful, faraway, warm sunshine holiday that feels like a highlight reel, then Turkey is calling your name. It's one of the most exciting golfing destinations in the world, and this morning we're stepping right onto those dream greens.
Wow, another thing to add to the beauty of Turkey. I'm so into it. Now, it's home to more than 20 golf courses, with many of the finest located in Belek. Now, what makes this region truly special is actually the convenience. Most courses are attached to hotels, which allows golfers to wake up, walk out, and then tee off with ease.
Oh, I love that. Now, booking is so simple with many courses offering online reservations. Players can expect top-tier facilities, beautifully maintained fairways, excellent practice ranges, pro shops, equipment rentals, and fantastic restaurants.
Oh, a little treat after your golfing. I absolutely love to see it. The ideal time to play is between April and November, so when the weather is mild and sunny, but just perfect for those long, relaxed rounds on the course. Because I've heard you spend all day out there.
Yeah, true.
Imagine.
You wouldn't want to do anything
else.
Now, listen, if you could play just one dream hole in Turkey, would you choose a coastal fairway with ocean views, or would you choose a forest course?
Oh.
And why?
I'm always going to go coastal.
I'm here with you.
Girl,
the
breeze that comes, I'm telling you, the breeze that comes
one.
through is just so beautiful. And then you get a break and can go to the beach.
I know, killing two birds with one little stone. Now, many of Turkey's top courses were designed by world-renowned architects, including Ryder Cup legend Colin Montgomery. So that is definitely something to be noted.
And look how gorgeous it is. Now, Belek is known as the golf capital in Turkey, with more than a dozen world-class courses, all within easy reach. I mean, they don't make it difficult. I want to be there right now.
Look at that. Oh, my goodness, what dreams are made of. So if you are dreaming of a getaway that blends challenge, beauty, and pure relaxation, Turkey needs to be on your list. Start planning your next trip. Visit TurkishAirlines.com.
We connect more countries than any other airline. Turkish Airlines.
Oh, listen,
Gorgeous.
that needs to be your next destination. I know you're leaving tomorrow, but this is next for you.
It was almost going to be, but then I realized it was kind of wintry there, and I wanted a sunny holiday. So Turkey is definitely on the list.
Have you told us where you're going already, or is it like a top secret?
No, it's definitely not a top secret.
Okay.
I'm going to Mauritius. Ooh. It's my honeymoon. I think today, if it's the 23rd, or is tomorrow? Is today the 23rd?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the 23rd.
Yes.
It marks 4 months officially of us being married.
A whole 4 months?
4 months, Leah.
Girl.
Like, when did this happen?
I love it. Well, we know when it comes to Carissa, we are going to get pictures upon pictures. Content queen over here.
I've already got the holiday nails and hair, so we're halfway there.
I love it. Well, listen, the wardrobe's going to be sorted because already, I mean, if this is how you started, then I can only imagine that the wardrobe is going to be absolutely insane. Right? Have you got your outfits planned already?
No, listen, I went to bed, I think, at midnight yesterday because I was putting together outfits.
You
Why
have
am I?
to.
You
You have to.
Otherwise, I'm going to be caught off guard when I get to the other side.
This is true. And also, you want to leave some room for purchases that you're going to make on the island. So that's why it's really sure that we continue our conversation on budgeting for December and January 2026, because one could splurge and then you're literally living on like bread and water
Your baked
for the
beans.
rest of the month.
Hey, I don't mind baked beans.
I love baked beans. That's a delicacy for me. What?
We'll definitely get into that. And yes, I will come with a pen and paper as long as you do too. We'll
and
see
pilchards.
Love pilchards.
All this joy and refreshment is made with 100% fruit and vitamin A, C, and D.
Resume.
Clover Crush, naturally better.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's get into part 2 of the chat about budgeting. It may be something that you don't want to hear, but let's get straight into it. Once the festive spending is over, many families are actually left trying to stretch what little they have until the next payday. Now, in this segment, we focus on realistic ways to actually cope with January pressure without relying on panic or borrowing or unrealistic budgets. And Sylvia is going to help guide us through this once again. Credit. Something that we're going to have to talk to. I know we have good credit, we've got bad credit. So for people considering that to get through January, what sort of steps should they take before taking on more debt?
So I think the first thing is something we touched on earlier is that as long as it's a short-term solution, it's not part of a bigger picture. If it's part of a bigger picture, you need to address that, and that's a separate conversation. So that's the first thing, is only take on that credit if it's a short-term solution. And then the other thing is, only take on credit for necessities. So we've been through this period of December of, you know, happy party, entertain, all of that. When January comes, trim right down. Don't go into debt to entertain or to go out or to, you know, so I would say cut back on the alcohol, cut back on the luxuries. Have a lean January if you're going to have to do it on debt.
I mean, why not start the year for the detox? You know what I'm saying? Just rebrand it and call it Dry January. We love to see it because we all probably went a bit too hard in December. So how does one go about planning to repay that credit? Do you go once off once you get your salary in, or is it okay to do it in increments?
Well, I suppose the credit card is probably the first thing most people would grab and use, and that credit card gets paid off.
Yeah.
So the important thing is, let's say you're going to incur 5,000 Rand debt on that credit card. At the end of January, then you pay it off as you normally would, but then don't use the card again. Because then you end up being in that debt spiral. So incur the debt and pay it off as fast as you can, obviously. Somebody once told me years ago, they get into debt over December, January, and they only come right by Easter. And then they start going into debt again because whatever.
Right.
So you've just got to stop that cycle. You know? If it takes you 2 months, 3 months, but pay it off and then be back on an even keel.
Oh my gosh, I really hope that you're listening, Expresso fam, because I think as South Africans, we do deal a lot with debt, just as a baseline. So to be able to manage that well is really the best way to go about it. So when it comes to small adjustments in households that people can really make right now, especially to ease that pressure, what can we do instead of postponing it? What can we really implement today?
Well, I think, as I said, we need to spend only on the basics going forward. And then also just to revisit your behaviour. So, you know, there's also, we spend a lot of money on, I want to say on junk, but on gifts that are re-gifted. You know, learn from that. If you end up re-gifting half of what you've been given, don't do that next year. Look at giving someone an experience, perhaps, or clubbing together with friends to buy one decent gift instead of 10 things that
nonsense gifts.
Yes.
I like that.
And we spoke about obviously doing the you know, the festive fund. Other things you can start doing is perhaps electricity, for instance. Maybe every month you buy an extra 200 Rands worth of electricity. See what expenses you can almost pay it forward, so that by the time you get to January 2027, you actually have got a bit of a credit in certain areas in your life. In certain expenses.
I've never heard of that before. That's a great way to even do something right now.
Something tangible, absolutely. Just every month do a little bit extra towards that end of the year crunch. Because it's about changing behaviour at the end of the day.
And that does take small steps,
It takes small steps, yeah, it does take small steps. And as I said earlier, you have to hit a crisis. But maybe you don't have to hit a crisis. Maybe you also just want to try and do things a bit differently. Because I think it can be so stressful. Hitting January and there's not money and there's no food and the cupboards are empty. It's stressful.
We don't want that for you.
Why put that through your
Especially coming off a high, you don't want to plummet all the way down. It doesn't set the year up particularly nicely
either. No, it doesn't. It's not good energy to start the year with. Not at all.
So let's change our habits collectively. I would also recommend like a habit journal, perhaps. Even going through your bank statements to kind of see where... Because sometimes it's like, 60 Rand here, 150 there, and it actually adds up at the end of the day.
Yeah, it does add up tremendously.
Yeah. Okay, especially food. That's where I'm also guilty. Food and fashion. How can families talk honestly about money stresses at home? You know, maybe sitting the children down, talking about budgeting, or even partners to each other. Expectations even.
So I think for me, if there's any kind of money conversation in the family, the very first thing is to do it when everyone's calm. So don't scream and shout. You know, and blame people. So sit when everyone's calm, sit down and have an open, honest discussion. No blame. It's not your fault or your fault that we're in this position. We're a collective as a family. The other thing I think when it comes to children, I've so often heard people say, they'll say to the child, we can't afford that. You know, and I think that creates such an issue with the child. You feel like there's something wrong with me because others have got it, why haven't we? So I always encourage people to find an alternative. We can't do this. We perhaps haven't got money for this, but let's do that. Find an alternative. Don't make it a harsh punishment. And then as a family discuss how we can move forward, how we can change things. It obviously depends on the age of the children. Older children can be more involved. But how do we as a family decide? Because if we decide together, everybody will pull together, hopefully. You know, it's not one person dictating, like I'm the Minister of Finance, I say this. So
I love that.
Open and honest and a joint effort and no blame. I think that's because often in couples, people blame, don't they? It's your fault.
Passing the buck, because it could never be me.
No, I'm innocent,
I love it. Don't tell my man that either. Sylvia, where can people just get more advice from you? Because you're such a well of knowledge and a wealth of gems that you're bringing to us today. Thank you for being so generous. How can people connect with you?
So I've got a website, which is www.sylviawalker.co.za. quite easy to remember. So there they can contact me through that. Or they can even email me, sylvia@sylviawalker.co.za.
Amazing, Mzansi. We have it on our screen and we'll definitely leave it up on our socials as well. At Expresso Show is where you can find us across Instagram and also Facebook. Do you have any festive plans that you're getting into?
Any?
Festive plans.
Oh, festive plans.
Yeah.
It's just going to be relaxed and chilled.
Yeah.
I've kind of passed all of that frenzy and, you know, my kids aren't little anymore, but I remember those days. So, yeah, it's just going to be relaxed and...
Some family time, good eats, good vibes, good company.
And, yeah.
That sounds fantastic. We can definitely take a page out of Sylvia's book. Like I said, she looks like money, and that's what we're manifesting for 2027. 2026. You see how I'm planning ahead into the next year already? Go over to our socials to find out more about Sylvia and definitely connect with her. And we'll chat with her again soon.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Now, we've just heard that financial well-being isn't about big gestures, rather. It's about making smart, practical choices that help you move forward step by step. And that same mindset applies to our homes and even to our communities. Now, for 40 years, Build It has stood by one simple belief. With the right tools, anything is possible. From quick DIY fixes to transforming dreams into reality, Build It has been helping South Africans build progress where it truly matters.
It's true. We've seen it time and time again. And I think we asked this question the other day, but I remember you mentioning building up the home. So what's one improvement you'd love to make to your home or your business if you had the support to do it properly?
Yeah, oh my goodness. I think for me, I would love to just build an extra room for myself. Like that could be a study maybe, that could be a content creation room, have that space so that if I am having shoots, I don't have to go out and about to do it. I don't actually have to use my home space. I can have a space that I could change up and create different scenarios, whatever I need.
And that separation,
I would love that.
right?
Yes, exactly. Like that's the office and then this is my real house. So that would be really nice.
We don't bring business home.
Exactly. So a lovely little space that's dedicated to my work outside of TV and radio, that would be fantastic.
Oh, I love that, Lee. Well, we've also asked you across our socials to find out exactly what you would get done too, and thanks for weighing in. We've got one from Aus who says, I'd love to create a chill rooftop garden at my place.
That's cute.
That's very cute. A cozy spot to unwind, grow some greens, and fire up a braai.
Wow.
I'm
I
taking
really
that.
like
That's
that.
a
I'm
good
actually
one.
going to steal that one.
Like that.
Eula coming through saying, I would love to add another bedroom. As my family is growing, I need the space to accommodate my precious grandchildren.
I love that.
I know, that's
Said
very
like
cute.
a true grandmother. We also have one from Silvani who says, I'd love to improve my bathroom space, right? I feel like our bathrooms can never be done because it's always, but then there's this, and then there's that, and then
But I love a good bathroom. It's
Same.
really life-giving. Tokozile coming through saying, I would love to renovate my mom's home. She's been through so much. #Expresso. I know, like, I would love to just build my mother house.
Right.
You know, like, be like, girl, that's yours.
That's yours.
Put a big old bow on it. So.
I want that for you, Lee. I want to see Auntie Denise as well losing her mind. How incredible would that be?
Very cool.
Okay, well, let's get straight into how we can go ahead and celebrate 4 decades of Build It with Mzansi. Now, Build It is giving back in a big way with the chance for you to win one of 14 brand new Hyundai Grand i10s.
Listen, entering is so easy. Spend 500 Rand or more at any participating Build It store. Scan the QR code in-store to enter via WhatsApp or dial the USSD code printed on your till slip.
It's really that simple. Now, for more details, head to buildit.co.za or follow @BuilditSA on Facebook and @BuildIt_YesWeCan on Instagram.
Exactly, because when it comes to building your dreams, yes, we can.
Yes.
Competition closes on the 31st of December. T's and C's apply.
Why better? Better is harder. It takes more effort. Better is what you leave behind.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are celebrating the power of stokvels. When last have you gotten involved in one?
I need to.
Yes.
In my adult years. Save up until we get, I mean, Sylvia would be so proud of that.
There we go.
Not only that, we get into another song by Acoustic Element. The boys are still standing by to take us into what feels like the weekend on a Tuesday.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And listen, December is December-ing. We love to have a good time, but it's also about that budget. And when it comes to this year, it just hits different, doesn't it?
Exactly. And we wanted to know from you on our social media post this morning, what is your secret to financially surviving the festive season? Because that is what it is about. Let us know via your voice notes on 063 036 9649 or the hashtag Expresso Show. Don A coming through saying, taking it slow and not going overboard. That really is a key, hey?
That's
Self-control is everything.
Wow.
Because you want to go vus prior to December, prior to Christmas, and then
Dololo.
Dololo money. All right.
Dololo. Charmaine Kruger says, good morning, Charmaine. My secret to surviving is saving up early.
Oh, you see?
Sylvia did mention that. She said, start January. I said, yeah, Sylvia, you mean next month? Yeah.
There we
gotta
go.
Start
So
already.
save up next month. For
next
there we
year.
go. Okay, makes sense. Ose coming through again. Ose is here. Good morning, fam. Just focus on kids' uniform and avoid spending too much on unnecessary things. Again, planning ahead.
Nice,
That's what it
and
comes down to.
prioritizing.
There we go.
Marali, good morning, Expresso fam, good morning. We just do our normal shopping we've been throughout the year, no changes. Just add some delicious snacks in between and, of course, spoil the children a bit. Because it's so tempting. When you're walking through with that trolley, you just hear.
Something comes upon us. Like, what is it? We must pray against this thing that comes upon
Never
us.
had caviar, but I want caviar now.
Why? Anyways, hey, caviar and then orchards. All right, so we have been talking about navigating money matters. And one thing South Africans have always understood is the power of saving and building together.
Yeah, shame we do it. While that spirit of collective progress was on full display at the ABSA Stokvel Awards 2025, which celebrated innovative ideas, supported local heroes, and made money more accessible.
I undergot a front row seat to see South Africa's brightest Stokvel stars being honoured and to check out some of the clever new banking solutions in action. So let's take a look.
We are proud to join ABSA as we celebrate innovative modern-day banking as we honour some of South Africa's brightest Stokvel stars at this year's edition of the ABSA Stokvel Awards. Today we honour a group of people that is shaping a stronger and smarter financial future for all. Tawanda, this venue looks absolutely beautiful. We are here, of course, for the Stokvel Awards. Why did ABSA decide to create this amazing program?
Look, we recognize the role that Stokvels play in the communities. They empower families, empower communities, and they really create the savings culture that this country so badly needs. And for us, we see our role as a financial institution aligning squarely with what Stokvel is about. So we saw it fit for us to shine a light into the community, right? To lift out the stories behind these Stokvels, to hopefully inspire other people to start on a saving journey, which in the bigger scheme of things will be good for South Africa.
So what brought me in the ABSA event mainly is because ABSA is celebrating some of their biggest clients, which is the Stokvel. So they'll say, you know what, we need someone who has a Kennedy vibe, but also let's kasi and also making them dance. So I just took it to another level romantically. And then earlier when I was playing, I'm a piano and some upbeat music. So basically I'm here to support the Stokvel guys. Hopefully bazang share a piece of their monies.
We are truly honored and inspired. This is an affirmation that indeed our story really matters, and it's been untold for so many years, and today is an opportunity for everyone to hear our story. We identified a problem in our township communities. Parents are overwhelmed with long hours of work, or either they're unemployed and they don't have enough information on how to assist children with homeworks. So we are an after-school program where we help children with homeworks and also tutoring. We feed the children and we enrich childhood development through play activities.
Stokvel in
Financial Literacy and Leadership Award proudly goes to Mufatu Savings Club.
It means a lot to us as a Stokvel. This really means that it's doable, it's achievable among the community in a rural area whereby you don't expect a lot of people to save such an amount of money, but we are doing it. We get inspired every time. We try to motivate each members as we're building a culture of saving and instill discipline.
We are doing our PhDs, and research is such a lonely journey, and we saw that if we don't collaborate, we may end up dropping out. Not only is it a lonely journey, but it's such an expensive exercise, research. So we decided to contribute money monthly and to support our research journey. It's quite exciting. It was our first attempt entering any competition, and to be recognized and awarded by such a big financial institution, it's such a great honor. We are grateful, and it shows that we are on the right track in the education sector.
ABSA is already doing so much tonight, but outside of these awards, what is ABSA doing to support the Stokvel community?
Look, we have a really outstanding proposition that's tailored specifically for Stokvels, anchored by our Absa Investment Club account, which is market-leading rates. It's a really, really great proposition. Beyond that, we've availed digital tools, allowing that transparency that's really important in Stokvels. Security is also a big thing for Stokvels. We've heard the stories this time of year, people disappearing with money, so that sort of thing is what we are bringing to the fore for Stokvels, not just to help them save, but to help them in their day-to-day, taking away the admin side of things. But security is key for us, and transparency and trust is what we are trying to drive within the Stokvel community as well.
As we close off the ABSA Stokvel Awards 2025, we salute all the groups that are working hard to building a brighter future, one saving, one story, and one community at a time.
Such great work time and time again with ABSA backing what truly matters at the end of the day. And that is your story. So thank you to them for supporting all of those on the ground up.
In this life, you gotta do things that make you scared.
Whatever your reason to go, you could get ABSA 100% off on flights. Book on our banking app. Your story matters.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are ending the show in the most fabulous way, because the duo that is Acoustic Element is in studio, and they perform not one, but two songs. So make some noise. Let's go! Woo!
It's my feel-good breakfast.
You about it's about to take center stage.
Oh, we can't wait. Give it up for acoustic
I love
element.
that. And the part we go. I was like, wow.
I like
playing
that note.
and doing that. That's amazing.
Multitasking, man. And the best part is that they get one more performance. Leanne actually twisted their arms so that we can actually go off into the day feeling so good. But before we get there, Mzansi, listen up. The Powerball jackpot estimated is dropping at a jaw-dropping 103 million rand. And that's your reason to play this Tuesday. So please go ahead.
Exactly. What are you waiting for? You need to buy your tickets now. You can do so in-store on nationallottery.co.za. You can use the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# for USSD.
5 ways to win, so get on it. We've posted all these details on our Expresso social pages. Check it out, Panda Pusha Play Powerball, and that's for that estimated 103 million rand jackpot today. Your dreams could just become a reality.
Let me tell you, that's good.
Right now, I'm starting to get ready for an incredible performance right here. And we have to thank Leanne for this because at Break of Dawn, they're coming through Acoustic Element one more time.
So this one's called Break of Dawn. It's our latest track featuring Andre Graham, produced by Luke Goliath. Please follow us on Instagram. Check it out on Spotify. Get involved. We're called Acoustic Element. What a pleasure. Let's hit it.
Want you, baby, won't you stay
Amazing.
You gents have really set us up nicely. I don't know about you, but I'm about to have a good day.
I am so ready to have a good day. And talking about a good day, we also want to have a good festive.
Yes.
Quickly, what are you guys doing over the festive period? Where can we follow you?
Ooh, we're taking a bit of a break for starters.
Well deserved.
New Year's Eve, we got 2 gigs out in
Lekker.
Cape Town. And you can follow us on Instagram, I think is the best place. He plays violin. Hey Jody, acoustic elements.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to 2026.
We're so
It's going
proud
to
of
be
you
a
guys.
fantastic one. Guys, we will see you tomorrow for the final show of the year. 6 to 9 a.m. on Expresso. We'll see you then.
Ciao, ciao.
Much love.
Another feel-good production.